I guess that's what customization is.
It wouldn't be the hardest thing to go.
I don't know.
I'm gonna leave you over here.
Honestly, it'd be harder to get it onto the phone.
Oh, while I wait for a response, I'm gonna go over a couple things.
Where's my stuff?
So this session and next session are a go. The session after that is Origins.
Mm-hmm.
So we won't have a session that week.
GM's busy.
Yep.
Welcome.
Though, if you're welcome, I have actually a pretty open Saturday and Friday schedule. If you guys want to stop by the convention.
We're gonna
Like
stay
a
at
PC
home and pay for
order?
it. For.
No, it's a board gaming convention.
Game Center?
Yep. It's huge.
I have the attention span to play games.
So they
But
make fast board games.
I mean, yeah, but how many of those are going to be at that convention?
a
All
lot.
the weird ones are in GDEX, and they're
I
all
was gonna say like, oh,
Origins.
and Origins.
They're the same convention.
Ow.
Now. The last few years anyway.
Origins is very, very old because it started out as a trade show and gained better.
it's the origin, of course.
Oh, you updated the software. That's why you had an hour last night.
We will wait for. We will not wait for everything to get done. We will continue on. And if he comes in, we'll be able to catch him up. Other than that, yeah. So this not next session. The session after that. The two sessions after that, though, Alex and Michael will be out. But I have planned stuff with them, so cool.
The lean.
It's going to be the Adventures of
Well,
Sparky.
now if I want
and
to
the
look at
abnormally
Sparky and
large
Dunmore, I have to do
kobold.
this. Normally I do this.
Which is unfortunate because we are the ones you talked to.
Oh,
Chaos on this side of.
there we go. Would you like to?
Just gives me an excuse to stare at Scorponia and Beck better.
And make a map. Enough. Enough.
Fuck you, God, I'm atheist.
It's not even a staring contest, it's a looking contest.
Just. If neither one of them have blinked once.
Oh, I've
Oh, no,
blinked.
they-
I've blinked a lot.
I may have blinked, I don't know.
You probably have.
Enough.
Chances are.
Let's focus on the game.
No!
The game that you're not talking about.
Yeah, nothing started yet.
We're now starting.
Well, there we go. Hold on, need to add the quote.
I
"Fuck
love
you,
that
God,"
you're
underneath.
acting like it's really difficult to talk over them staring silently at each
No.
other.
It is incredibly distracting to be fair. I'm just sitting over here trying to renew my D&D Beyond subscription.
The quote, "Fuck you, God, I'm atheist," is now being added to the D&D quote.
I foolishly thought sitting away from Bray would make this less chaotic.
No, of course
Anyway.
not. It just.
Bray's not the catalyst.
See, the thing
He
is,
just adds.
the thing is, now Bray has to, the chaos Bray inflicts has to go an extra distance to reach you.
I have to.
It's not amplifies.
No, Michael has a really good point. The Bray's not the problem.
Okay, let's not go that far.
It doesn't help, but he's not the problem.
50%.
Am I not?
51.
Oh shit. Okay, that makes way more sense.
Majority.
Majority rules.
Bray is the fuel. We are the spark.
I'm just the whole fire.
Bray.
I just had
No equals
a
Grace.
short 6-second clip in my mind of Grace standing in a fire, just like going like this, like one of those wacky flaming inflatable orange people.
Just the image of Elmo in the fire. Just, yes.
How do you know that's not what I do on my weekends? I don't actually go to work on Saturdays. I'm just in a fire for 10 hours straight.
Sometimes you can't get out of it.
Anyway.
So
He died.
it is Tuesday. In the mystical land
I was
of
gonna
fantasy.
say no, it's not.
I was about to say also, it's Saturday.
I'm on the wrong side of the DM screen.
Over and over.
In the mystical land of my world,
So it's
which
the
will
10th.
one day have. Evan has confirmed it was this week. He couldn't make it either.
I'm amazing.
Cool.
For many reasons, not just that.
I'm drinking my mouth.
I'm not allowed to talk anymore.
I just heard it all.
I'm a fourth of the way through this notebook.
Gray is taking a
That
drink
is
now.
so much better than I could do. Shit.
But look, I don't know how, because look at how I write.
It's because you're
I'm
really
pretty
leaving
sure
a lot of spacing.
I'm pretty sure
lot of
there is a section in here that is just entirely dominated by giant hearts.
That's very possible.
I just want to point out that I am the DM,
Very
and
incriminating.
that's as far as I
I want to point out your handwriting versus Michael's handwriting and how much spacing you guys are using.
You can
He
probably,
spreads out his
you
notes
can probably
really
read his
hard.
handwriting from here.
I just want to point out, I gotta admit, no, because I got major pages of nothing.
Also,
Okay, that's fair.
Michael's notes are all stream of consciousness.
Yeah, it's
My notes for this
This requires
session 18
intelligence
is stuff happened, we found a recording.
I have notes. I just
Stuff
have an
happened,
endless
check the log.
digital.
oh, if it doesn't
God,
stop,
I
oh
just saw the
God.
scroll bar.
God, I would be terrible in IT. I'm just like, what happened? I don't know, check the logs.
You play the log while it's like stuff happened, check the notes.
It's like, fuck. Anyway, it is Tuesday in this mystical land. It is July 10th. It is 1853. You are in Richmond. You have just left the King's Shield Hall, which I think has a different name, but we'll get to it later.
Shield House.
It is the Shield House, yeah. There is... You just finished meeting with Commandant Hastings, a no more halfling shit.
Halfling.
Halfling.
Halfling gnome.
Half gnome, half lang.
Chrome.
All human. Commandant Hastings, you met with her, as well as two of the guards of the ACUs, the elite guards, one of them being a captain, and the other one you colloquially named Kevin, who is not his name. Let's see, you talked about basically the Black Dragon stuff, but you also talked about Kobolds and Cantus crew and how to do that, and you basically came up with this idea that maybe we should try to infiltrate them or anything like that, or at least find out more about them. You learned that the guard are incredibly hindered by the fact that they are well known. While they're very good at keeping the peace in this place, you've not actually seen like tavern brawls pretty much. You haven't been in the places where you would even find a tavern brawl. But like this is a very peaceful town, and you see guards periodically around it. It's not a lot of issues going on, but with stuff that's organized, where infiltration might be the better word, may be the better in route, they have a lot of difficulty. People know who the guards are.
Is that a mosquito?
It is, but it's not the
Those
kind
are
you
protected
think.
species.
It is not. That's in Lilo and Stitch. Don't worry about it, because it's not the worst kind.
It'll bite me. It's
We just
fine.
saw Lilo.
No, it's not the biting kind.
Please tell me not for the first time.
Oh no, not for the first
Okay,
time.
good.
No, no.
What?
That was a childhood movie of mine. What,
The
Lilo
way
and
you
Stitch?
phrased
Lilo and
that.
Yeah. Sorry, we've been going. We're all roommates, so we've been going through movies occasionally.
And they were roommates.
So, you basically learned that the guards have difficulty infiltrating undercover groups.
Crazy.
Yep. You don't... Unfortunately, they don't have a lot of information when it comes to the Cantus crew. You decided that using the little information that you do know, you would try out your methodology and report back to them, as well as just trying to figure out more stuff that's going on. You do know the call sign in Thieves' Cant for the Cantus crew. And you do know... You were given a clue that basically says, ask for Roger.
No more context than that.
That was it. That was all you
Somewhere
got.
in the city.
Probably not.
Who knows?
Maybe.
But it is 1 p.m. on Tuesday, and your group is willing to do whatever you want.
You left out the whole part where we exited the kitchen basement and got caught by McPherson.
That was
Oh, yeah, no, like... But yeah, I mean,
This
that's...
is what we
it's
just finished
Gotcha,
doing.
okay.
functionally resolved, in a way. You now have a reputation with McPherson.
Great.
But you did
Negative
talk to
reputation.
Cantus, and that will be cleared up.
Theoretically.
He gave you a time limit, and
The first thing we did was fulfill that task.
Yeah, we did.
yeah, you made that kind of a priority.
Yeah. It's where we live, basically, at the moment.
Tuesday vibes playlist. Tuesday.
It reminds
good
me
vibe
of
list.
oh, what's that song? The one from Annie.
Which
I've
one?
never
It's a
listened.
musical.
Yeah, no, that's why I don't remember the name.
The one where the girl
Uh,
Carrie.
That's Carrie.
Carrie.
It's not a
It's also not a musical.
It could be.
It could
Yeah,
be.
hella musical.
They made
About
Carrie.
Carrie.
They made Carrie the musical. Carrie is a musical.
Oh.
It was bad, but they made one.
Sounds about right. That tracks.
That was good though. We saw it in a forest at night.
Hard Knock Life, or whatever that song is.
It's a hard knock life for us.
It's a hard knock life for us.
I never knew what that was from until
I didn't
today.
start this.
Same.
Is that from something?
I thank God.
Annie.
joined.
That's from Annie.
Is it?
Yeah.
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 It's all the orphans in the orphanage talking
But
about
thi-
how
this
bad it
is
is to be
about an
orphan.
orphan?
No, I'm kidding. I knew it.
Little orphan and.
I do believe that's the.
Oh my God!
We were about to stop D&D and watch Annie.
No, we weren't. Annie's very long.
I was. Annie's not that long.
But
Just
watch
pick one of
Annie.
the
No,
shorter
we
ones.
fucking won't.
Yes.
I'll just put Annie right here. Nobody tell Alex.
Sparky suddenly turns into a curly-haired halfling.
But this reminds me of the part that goes da 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 da.
Okay.
Oh no, that's where my brain went. Please continue.
I'm still processing the fact that Annie exists, and that's where Little Orphan Annie came from.
Yeah. Ashley Johnson has played Annie.
Have spiders pour out of my mouth.
Okay,
you know?
like in
At, like,
Broadway
a
or?
worrying amount. Like a
In one
I
of the
feel like
movies.
Annie,
Oh.
Annie would be a
We
worrying
went and
amount.
she was a
I
small
mean, if I was
person.
so many that it's like a liquid, you know?
You're the only one who knows who that is. So.
Like when you
Yep.
see a black ball and you hit it and then just all.
Yeah, like that.
There was a scene in fucking Resident Evil Biohazard with that, where you think it's black goo, but then you look closer, and it's just swarms of bugs.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah, I hated that part. It sucked. I hate it less than the fucking
We also
fucking
have-
barge.
Trevor and Tyler, who are our contacts to Hastings.
That's true.
Yes, well, to the shield, the King's Shield. They periodically are on the roof of the building in a small little shed. You guys got to talk. You didn't talk to them really. You just got like introduced to them
Okay.
Basically, they're the ones I contact to tell Hastings.
using message. Now remember, message is 120 feet.
And blocked by like literally anything.
No, you can do message through stuff.
It
Just
gets
have to
blocked by
know
a
the
foot of
direction.
stone, and then increasingly lower
Is it
amounts
Is
of
it?
other things.
Actually, can we double
Yeah,
check?
no,
I don't know. I know one of them does.
The one TikTok song?
There is a.
it sounded like that. Like
Definitely
one part at
scrying.
least.
There's a couple that
The chorus.
specifically mention
Yeah.
those several materials.
Mm.
It sounded like.
Or like a thin sheet of lead and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it's
also
it's a
one-
component of several spells.
Magical silence, 1 foot of
I double
stone,
checked
1
it.
inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood block the
Gotcha.
But it doesn't have to follow a straight line. So if it can take corners and stuff, it can
Oh,
do
really? I thought it had to take a straight line.
Nope, it does not have to follow a straight line. It can travel freely around corners or through openings.
Wow.
Oh.
I never knew that. I thought it was a straight line.
So
it
I'm
wasn't
ass-
blocked.
I'm assuming this.
So as
fucking
long as there is
house on top-
120 feet,
Like this house on top
somehow-
just has like several holes in the wall.
Yep.
Just so like each wall.
just tiny holes.
There's just a
for
grate in the
message.
center of each floor.
Yeah. Totally. But yeah. So you know basic message. The ones who know the cantrip.
Yes.
So it's right.
120 feet.
Yeah.
You know this building is about 40 feet high because it's a 4-story building. So you have to be relatively close. The way you assume they do it is they send a runner who gets close and then sends it up.
In fact, do it at 240 feet if I blow a switch.
Kidding?
Nice.
Yo,
That's actually not a
You
terrible.
could also just thaumaturgy it if it's not a private thing. Just
we have information on the Kansas crew.
We're looking for Roger.
Roger, does anybody know Roger?
Hi, I'm Roger.
We found the underpants that your mom marked with your name.
I am no longer Roger.
We're on a roll today. There's something in the air.
Alex is about to roll us under a
So can we
bridge.
start?
We have started.
Session's been going for 26 minutes.
14.
Beautiful. Okay, so what do we do now?
Well, we gotta figure out what the plan is, what we want to do.
Yes.
My first guess would be to go to various seedier taverns and start either asking for Roger or doing. What's the
Call sign.
the call sign? Yeah.
We could. The problem is, we get the wrong kind of attention, and it's all over.
All right, we'll just ask for Roger.
There's not really many ways to go about this at the moment.
I think looking for Roger is probably a good place to start.
That's the
What
best
What
place
is
to
our
start.
goal if we find Roger?
To get him to take us to Canterbury.
I don't
Okay.
think that.
We're pulling off somewhere that is not in a large group of people.
We're just walking away from the shield house.
Sure. You're right near the Togoth Ward. It is busy out here. You're in the middle of basically Skid Row.
Are there like food carts around?
In Skid Row? Yeah, periodically.
We could get food, and then that looks like we're not being weird and in the middle of the road.
There's enough activity that this is a busy intersection. You're on one of the main roads, because you're right here on Skid Row. So I'm gonna say you like moved up to here to like the tri section. Sorry, the quad section. And there's just plenty of people just milling about.
Okay.
Honestly, it's kind of like you're inconspicuous because there's just too many people.
We just don't want to be associated with the shield house, so we're distancing from that.
That's fine. You need a couple minutes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely talking to Roger.
So our goal is
Find Roger.
find Roger
to-
so that he can connect us to someone or something in the Cantus crew,
Right.
and then what? What is the lie we're going to tell them?
We need.
We employ the ancient mortal technique of
Let's-
winging it.
Let's figure
I
out.
don't think that will
Let's
work.
figure
Not
out our
this time.
goals. Let's
The-
figure out our goals before we make our play.
Yes.
Consider how winging it went this morning.
I wasn't winging it. That
It
was a
worked out in
plan.
the end, though.
It worked out in the end because I had to stop winging it and come up with a plan while we were being walked to the office.
The plan was tell him
I mean,
to put
sometimes winging it doesn't work. Sometimes it does.
Let's try not winging it
I
first.
think we
then.
just got really unlucky.
Listen, let's put winging it permanently on Plan Z. It's
Okay.
always on the table, but it's always the last to go.
Mostly because, by definition, if you have a plan, it's not winging.
That's true.
Exactly. Second, goals. We need to figure out, one, what is about the Cantus crew. Like, two, we need to get information about the Cantus crew to give to Hastings.
Feels like something's probably changed lately if stuff's moving in
Right.
ways that it didn't used to.
A change in
And-
leadership, maybe?
Maybe.
And I'm just worried about how that's going to affect the kobolds, because if there's a change in management, there's a change in who wants them around.
What's our angle to get in here? Do we go from the kobold angle? We're concerned about them, we're friends of them, so we've come to talk to you? Or do we go somewhere else? Like
I
another
don't
direction?
think so. I think we should go the way of shady
Interested.
individuals interested in some shady work. Okay. We recently got gypped in some legitimate work. We fought some dragons, and they paid us way less than we should have. Not a lie. Now we're working for better paying work
True.
to best make use of our skill.
True that.
I love God's Forsaken Dragons.
Well, Sparky really wants people to know we killed those dragons.
Yes.
Have we figured out if the kobolds like the dragons or not?
No, we have not. We also need to figure that out at some point.
I was gonna say, should we bring up the dragons then?
There was no sign of the kobolds over there, so it's possible they didn't even know about them, or it's possible that they.
Saw
We're
dragons
very
and left?
aware of them and
Yeah.
left.
Either way, I don't think the dragons bothered to. I don't think they made contact with them. So I'm not too worried about that.
Nobody knew the dragons were down there.
No, nobody.
Nobody knew they were planning a bankcast.
Nope.
What if we steal their bankcast plan?
We've already informed Cantus of their bank.
We don't need to actually do it. We just
We
take
need
it
to-
to the Cantus crew.
And we have the oil of Ethereanus and the other potion of.
And we're coming to them because
Right.
we need some other piece to make the plan work.
Right. We need the blueprints, which were
Disorienting acid.
acquired by the authorities.
Sure.
So,
We're just brainstorming, man.
yeah, I'm just trying to think.
Because our goal is to get any kind of in we can so that we can gather information, right?
Right.
Without getting caught and probably stabbed.
Oh, there it is.
Although I'm not too worried about how we're going to fail afterwards. 'Cause, like, I'm sure they're very skilled individuals, but we've got to.
That's true.
But I still would like to avoid direct conflict if possible, so the authorities can just take them down.
Given what we've learned about them, I don't think direct conflict is their specialty. I think indirect conflict is the problem.
Those ones are always a pain in the ass.
Get on the wrong person's bad side, and then don't wake up after having a nice dinner.
And we don't know
Yeah.
how deep this goes and who's involved.
Well then, we
That's local sawmill spinning up.
we currently don't have the best reputation around town.
True.
Mostly because of the beer scene.
Yeah.
Has he
We
told
don't
anyone?
have the best reputation.
He
for
just
Pearson
doesn't like us.
specifically.
Yes.
Listen,
Listen, I'm just looking at everything. If
anything, the miners probably like us for
Getting
saving,
them out.
Saving that money.
yeah, saving
Fair
their money. Who was it?
I opened the relationship tab.
That's all in your notes.
all fucking list.
But if you want to know
It's
who
not
that person
alphabetical,
was,
It's by when we met them.
it's O'Brien. It's something O'Brien. Is the
The one at the top of the list that is just in big gold letters are Captain Jenkins.
Yeah.
It's like
I need to visit him.
the top donating Patreons.
I don't think he's here.
I know, but he's somewhere.
I think he's headed back to the capital.
I'm sure if we stay in the Empire long enough, we'll eventually.
We'll eventually find him
He'll be
or
promoted to major.
higher than captain.
I think so.
I don't know.
It is.
Oh, Gunmar doesn't go, I think so. He just goes, it is.
Alright.
Current plan is go ask for Roger. Use the bank high as incentive help with this from.
Ben, host.
Yeah,
Would he happen to know who Roger might
he
be?
probably would. He's dealing in all sorts of illegal and black market goods.
I mean,
I'm sure they've either bought from him, sold to him, or both.
I mean, we were just told to ask about Roger.
Yeah.
Okay, a good first place to go.
He's gonna be more willing to talk to us if we buy something.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Does the rest of the party know that Tanner and Darwin went?
Yes, because we came back and Darwin showed off his stuff.
Okay, cool.
The person, by the way, you were talking about is Tollum O'Brien, who is a foreman of the Centurion Mining Company.
Brother, that's a Cordian.
He does. He has a twin.
Oh shit, they were twins?
Yeah.
Fuck
We
yeah,
did not
knew
know
it.
they were twins.
Mhm.
Just get God talking about his world. He'll tell us everything.
So the main villain is meh.
So the main villain is O'Brien's evil twin?
Who was also Captain Jenkins.
No! You were the chosen! They were triplets!
They're not the same race.
This is D&D.
Magic!
It's eternal truth.
We have.
We have.
We have a lot of
Cast
things.
on it after a horrible accident.
That made it.
It is the man he is today.
So, should we go see him post?
Do we want to go as one big group or do we want to go as
I
small
feel like
group?
Probably not.
Tanner and Darwin, he's the one that he dealt with. I made a bad first impression. You two should go up there. If you need anything, just holler and we'll be down there.
I think splitting into 3 and 4 would make the most sense.
Okay.
One group goes and just starts, I don't know, looking in taverns. The other group goes to see post.
Sounds good to me.
If Darwin and I are going, who wants to come with? One of the people.
Make it 2 other people. That way it's technically 3 and 3.
Yep. Thanks God for joining me in my math game.
I'll go.
Alright?
Sure.
There you go.
Alright, spark them back. And then
Me,
you 3 just start
Valia,
poking
and
around.
Scorpion. What is the fucking thing?
You wouldn't know how if they answered.
Yeah, we
You're
would
not
know.
gonna, yeah.
It's
like
not
a
something to
whole
easily.
language.
It's best to just ask for Roger and leave the tap in to take.
You could learn the call sign relatively quickly.
I can
5-10
literally
minutes.
teach you a version of the call sign. The problem is you're not gonna know if anybody answers.
Or the context, or be able
Yeah.
to continue on the conversation.
Or if they use words instead of knocking. You're just fucked.
Because it could, we've been like tapping, but it could be somebody coming up to you and being like, "The raven flies at me."
Cool.
What a classic. Nice.
Or somebody whistling weird, or somebody walking a certain way. Like the thing about thieves' cant is it could be anything. It's like
Who does the raven call?
Yeah.
Calls
Roger.
Cool. So, you three are gonna go see Post. You three are gonna go start doing taverns. I will.
4 Darwin's coming with us.
Yes, sorry for. I want to mention something. It is just past 1 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
When do you want to meet up?
Actually, do we want to do this now, or do we want to do this slightly later at night?
We can do it later. What do we do now?
Because,
though?
you guys went to Post rather late.
We did, but that's because we had been earlier, and then we left, and then we came back. It was just, it happened to be late. We didn't try to go late, you know?
You'll go hunting.
I did have one errand to do. I need to go talk to that sewer guy and have him fix the door that we broke.
We can go do that. Let's go do that.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Well, we figure out what else to do. Let's do that.
I just want to point out, just in case, because I know we don't usually do this, but you're welcome just to wait. Like,
Oh yeah.
at the lodge.
We set the timer.
Yeah, just say that it is 1 p.m.
Turn
You
on
know
the
that
Skyrim
not.
timer.
Some taverns are open, some taverns go later, you know, just there's things to worry about. It's broad daylight kind of thing. But no, if you want to go see him,
Okay,
yeah.
We'll go see him. It'll be quick.
I thought we were just running through our side quests before we do the main mission.
That's true. We can't just run through
The
our
true
stuff.
RPG way.
In universe, Gunmar wants to go hunting so he wants to see like new like animal plant life that he's never seen before. I want him to see a fucking moose, so we can use it
I
as
have moose in the area.
so we can use it as fine steed.
Darwin would know.
Here.
This would be in the area.
They would be rare this far south of the mountains.
You're more likely to get deer.
Yeah, there's some elk and a couple other things, but
He wouldn't be able to tell you because he's never even seen what they look
If
like.
you don't want to go talk to the guy whose name that Sparky is definitely looking for, do you, Darwin, and maybe somebody else want to go hunting?
Or I have yet to see a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot more out there.
Give it like 2 hours. I'll meet up at the lodge. Does
Sure.
anyone want to go with Gunmar?
I can.
Cool.
Darwin's gonna go with you.
Yeah, Darwin.
Yeah.
Because
Darwin
otherwise you
is
will
assigned
get lost.
to that.
I will too, just because.
Cool.
I think 4 and 3 are good groups for us.
That sounds good.
Just a
We'll
young
quickly go
boy.
to the what's his name? Patronus. You always
It's
tell me.
something with a P.
It is
Inspector
something with a P.
Patronum.
Tropolos.
That would be too cool of a
I
name
know
for
I have
this.
a-
dude.
Paternus.
He's an engineer.
Paternus.
Paternus. It's Latin, which is one of the.
My color coding is better than your color coding.
So Paternus.
Paternus.
Wait, what did I just?
TARDIS.
How do I?
Pater us.
Paternus.
There's no N in it.
Turban.
Yeah. Paternus,
It's actually Paternus.
as you guys now know, is head of sewer maintenance for the city of Richmond. He is one of the chief engineers and runs a number of the basically underground systems. You do know now that he knows of the kobolds, though he did not let that on whatsoever. But he would be somebody to talk about basically if it's street level or lower. That's his job.
That's funny. I was amused. Let me be amused.
You go
knock,
to-
knock.
Yeah. Fast forward, you go to the King's Hall. It is actually middle of the day, and it is bustling. Last time you were here was a Sunday. Well, was it Monday? It was late at night. It is a bustling place of just people going all over the place. There's clerks everywhere, people with folders and papers. You see a couple people in managerial, in justices' robes. Functionally, they are the lawyers. Yeah, barristers, lawyers, and stuff like that. And various other counsel. This is an active place. You also see a number of citizens coming here for all kinds of things. Probably anywhere from permits to marriage licenses to all kinds of things. But yeah, no, this is This is like the center of civil government in the city. So it is a busy place. You asked to see Paternus. They asked for your name and stuff like that. Granted that you were just here and stuff like that, I'm gonna have them kind of. They recognize you as like, oh, you were just here kind of thing, and he seems to be free. Go to his office. which is, by the way, you take a right, you take a left, and it's the third door on the right. It's on the ground floor. It is still heavy with papers everywhere, maps of the underground across the walls and stuff like that. His desk is piled high with papers and reports, and right now it looks like to be like a pipe thing that looks like a valve mechanism thing that he seems to be working on, or at least examining to see how it would function or probably improve functionality. As you walk in, it is just 3 of you, so you actually all fit in here. Last time, not all of you could fit. Hi, welcome back. How can I help?
Man, that sawmill's really good.
Okay, so we got a.
I know, it's... By the way, there actually are,
Is that normal this time of day?
Yep, every day.
Every day around noon? Good morning. Tomatoes or something?
That, and that... Sorry, these 3 are all sawmills.
Yeah.
Like, major sawmills.
Damn.
They just power through
Noise
stuff.
pollution.
And
Like
like you're a
every
while
Wednesday?
away, but it's a weird echoing one because it bounces off of the wall and then hits him stuff. It's quiet, but it's like you can regardless of where you're in the
You
city,
can listen for it.
you can just almost like touch a wall and just feel the vibration of the sawmills going. All powered by water.
Nice. So we have a quick issue. We noticed that one of the doors, the important door to the sewer entrance, was stuck open.
No.
Even though it's supposed to be stuck closed. And does he happen to have a map of the particular on a wall anywhere?
Oh yeah, it's up across. You recognize parts of these maps and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the exact.
For you, easy enough to do. You find on the main after you enter this wall of his is almost one giant map. It's like 8 foot by 10. And it seems to be the city overlay and then a pipe network underneath of it. You do recognize some of the pipe work near that entrance, but you notice that A, not everything's included, and B, there are false steps. That they're not. It's not listed as false steps. You just know, I've walked this. That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. There should be stuff here. You just see, desegregate. Stuff is not there that should be there.
Yeah.
By pointing at that, section and getting that inflection, give me a... Oh, no, you're trying to imply something on somebody who is not 100%...
I am a kobold.
Yes. I'm trying to see if, should I make you or does just this come across?
Did we ever get enough light to see the skin color of the kobold?
Yeah,
It
you
would've
did.
been the
It's
sunlight,
orange. Yeah.
It's orange.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. I'm gonna very quickly just.
Umber.
The
No,
the
it's,
door's closed,
orange.
Yeah.
The door is closed. All you can fit
I'm
in
just
here.
gonna very quickly take my hat on, and now I'm that.
Kind of tip his hat, and now he's orange.
And that, are you orange or are you nuke?
I'm not Nuke, but I am the color of the kobolds that live in the city.
He kind of glints his eye and stuff like that. He's an engineer. Metaphor is a little beyond him, and just
This stops metaphor once he gets orange.
And he looks. He where you pointed. It's a big map. He has to get up and look at it, and it's right there.
Yes, this door is stuck open.
You know why it's open? Did you find it that way?
Because of an exploratory accident.
By you or somebody else?
Cut back to Gunmar trying to fucking wrench it open.
By somebody else.
So he's just having flashbacks.
That's
Which is technically.
concerning. I will.
He's trying to figure out if you did it, if
it was-
someone else was
it
down
was-
there.
Just tell him.
I'll be sorry. I didn't mean to worry. It was.
With
Oh,
us, it just
we-
wasn't literally
We
sparking.
were trying to
Get in.
We were trying to close it.
find perhaps something that was beyond that door that for the entrance to.
I understand. I
just-
will let you know that there is nothing in the sewer system except for sewage, water runways, and
Crocodiles.
It's a
sometimes there are crocodiles.
Dragon, wasn't there?
There was a
You were
dragon.
not there, but
Oh.
there were 4
There are-
No, she's with us.
What? No.
I thought it was.
No.
It's you two and you.
No, that's for the post.
That's tonight.
That's
That's
tonight.
tonight.
Oh, that's right.
You.
Grandma's going
Right now, it's
Go.
you, me, and
Back.
Gotcha.
Hunting / exploring the fauna.
You, and Darwin are.
Yes, so I'll just let you know, try to avoid the sewer systems as much as you can. They're quite a maze network down there from closed tunnels and other things, as well as we do have some monster servants of the city, gelatinous cubes, and various other things. So it can be quite dangerous down there. Unless you have permission from me or one of my superiors, please do not travel into the sewers.
Well, if you catch us down there, it is because I have or superiors. Just for further reference.
So you are admitting to me that you plan to go back to the sewers?
Yes. The door's closed, yeah?
Yeah, the door's closed.
Oh, for God's sake, I'm dropping pretenses. There's something going on with the Cobalt Village, and Mantis has asked us to help figure
There's no kobolds in Richmond.
No, there's not. But if
There is
there
no
were,
word
we're
about
helping
it.
them.
He knows that he knows.
Hastings told us that you know. And we also
I don't know anything, no.
No, we don't.
I should take you playing poker.
Alright. You know what? I think we can drop the pretenses here. Yes, I
You
know that.
literally said that a minute
Well,
ago.
yes, but like, I'm now agreeing with him. Yes, there are kobolds here in Richmond. Okay.
Exactly,
So you
that's
are
why
helping
I'm
the
there.
kobolds in
We
Richmond.
are helping the kobolds in Richmond. There's something going on. They missed their last meeting.
That's concerning. They don't... I mean, it happens, but... Okay. I haven't been in contact with them for some time. I'm usually the consultant and the liaison when we start new projects.
Did they know about the dragon?
I didn't know about the dragon, so I don't think they knew about the dragon.
Cool.
Dragons. No,
Dragons.
more than one.
That's a big thing.
But yes, I just wanted to, at the very least, let you know to fix the door.
That is a
Kind of an
concerning
important
door.
one,
It's
yes.
one of the points they come out.
Out of interest, would you be able to show me a couple of the other ones, just so I better lay out and be able?
Right now, all I got, I get you a kobold, and I know we're speaking frankly now, but without express permission from
understand.
Pantis, I don't feel comfortable giving you anything until I've heard from him.
I understand. Now you're in the loop slightly. We are going to continue on.
All right. Do generally be careful in the sewer
Yes.
system. There's a couple. I didn't necessarily lie. We do employ gelatinous cubes and other things, but other than that, it is a maze network. I have my maps, but they're not fully accurate as they get changed whenever the kobolds need more room or re-traveling, and the limestone underground causes cave-ins, slips, all kinds of issues. The fact they've made it as stable as it is an engineering marvel, but they need to shift tunnels constantly.
Yeah, I am quite good at traversing tunnels. was over in Hinterville. Not as big, obviously, but we didn't have any problems before. But yes, we will be careful. Know the dangers. Really, just wanted the door fixed,
I can get some men on that.
and we will avoid touching the door at all in the future.
I will probably say that after my men go and look at it, the kobolds would be aware of the interaction at that door. They probably won't use it again.
Good.
Now you know it, and so you can use it, but I don't think the kobolds will use it again. It's not the first time an entrance has been compromised. Almost always by accident. From new construction to moving to just things. And they change them up periodically from what I know. I don't know all the ways they enter topside.
Okay.
But I do know that we've had situations where one of their entrances got found, or at least were becoming more popularized, and they stopped using it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that is all. We will let you get back to your pipe.
Oh, no, it's a new tri-fitting ball valve thing made of bronze. It's nice, it's just very expensive, and I'm not sure if we can afford it on a citywide scale.
What's it do?
It takes water going from this way, and if you turn it this way, it diverts it that way. If you this way, it diverts it this way. And this one does a unique one that if you do a full turn, it diverts it halfway to both.
That's the special.
That and the bronze making of it and the machining, these are complicated. It's mostly cast, but you can see the surfaces here have to be hand shaved to be well fitted. It's dwarven make. It's nice. But no, very expensive, the bronze especially. Though we can get a small deal on that by providing the tin, as that's the most expensive part. But even still, it might be useful for certain things.
And just had a minute of basically just being a thing like this with a flap.
That's exactly what it is.
It's very close to that, but actually it's a specific kind of ball valve.
Alright, we
Good
will
luck with
leave
that.
Thank you.
Have
Yeah,
fun and have a wonderful day.
will do. Thank you. I'll have some men go see that immediately. And you exit his office. You exit the town hall, the king's hall.
Please make sure they leave the hole so that, or are they gonna just fix the whole door?
I think they're gonna
They're gonna
fix the
fix
door.
the door.
The door
Okay,
will be
okay.
usable again.
Okay.
No, the door will be probably locked in place.
The door will be usable again.
Cool. That's all we need. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
And now I actually leave this fucking
You outside the king's hall?
acquisition.
Yeah.
You four, in Ghost. Yeah. You guys, under Darwin's lead, get at least outside the city to the point where you are now in open forest. That takes you about 45 minutes to get there because you're on one side of the town.
How dense is the forest?
Here, not too dense enough, but not deep forest.
If I were to fly, would I be able to get an overhead view, or is it too dense?
It's crowded enough that would be hard to, but we're kind of in summer, spring, so there's a lot of foliage. You would have a hard time seeing into paths and stuff like that. It is true wild forest, so like herds go through here. There are natural meadow clearings and stuff. I think he wants to go into the restroom. There are some pathways, but like it's too dense to fly in. And it's the home of a lot of natural, well-sustaining, well-fed herds. So, like, it is a healthy forest.
I line my out for things.
I'm constantly casting druid craft to make like flowers blue.
Oh.
Little stuff like
It makes actually a very nice and easy-to-follow trail.
no, not a trail. Like, just flowers bloom.
Well, it just, like, wherever you
It's not
go.
a path back. It's just Vanya's making a bunch of flowers.
Gotcha.
It's like I want to see something pretty. Like,
It's the one I left last week. Or no, 2 weeks
2
ago.
weeks ago.
It's okay. I left ice cream here once and then came the next day. I'm like, I got really sad, so I brought my dog.
See, the thing is, you realized you were missing it.
I don't mind. But yeah, the forest here is home to a lot of. It's got your normal things: deer, hedgehogs, badgers,
Rodents.
rodents, groundhogs,
The
squirrels.
rare moose.
It would be really rare to find a moose this far south at this time.
And it's not, as a side note, you can just change what your don't see looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you eventually do see a moose, you're like,
Yeah, the next time you
It's
summon
ma-
your seed, you can make it.
It's magnificent and
It will
just
still
gets
on the
fucking
inside
run
be
over.
the same thing, though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We have the chance.
would you guys actually like to hunt, or are you just kind of doing a looking around?
Are you
kind of
doing a
thing?
nature hunt or a real we're going to kill things and bring them back hunt?
nature hunt? Because Gunmar wants to see
You're doing a
things
nature.
that he's never
Okay.
seen.
They're just
Yeah,
looking for new interesting
I'm
things.
gathering.
Gunmar
Okay.
is a tourist.
Give me a survival check, and that tells me how many rations you picked up. What would you like to do?
I'm planting some trees at the edge of the forest, trying to see if I can increase the amount of forest in this forest.
Progression.
Forest.
Progression.
Just like humans tend to take it. I'm just
Yeah, no, that's. You can totally sprout them.
my bag of seeds.
And you, Darwin's helping you. Give me a perception check with advantage. You are gonna lead this because you're looking for stuff that you don't know.
Right. The goal
Like-
is to teach
Yes.
Gunmar things.
I'll start with you.
It's going
A 6. You are proficient.
You get
You're
dead.
good at survival,
I
right?
know.
No.
Ah, well, this makes a lot of sense. You were, given you a station. You never really had to. But like, as a kid, you would,
Do you have
do what all the other kids
No.
do. Go like to the
You
mountain
get one?
bushes and stuff.
No.
No.
None of those are here. So you find a bush with red berries, with very they come in clusters of 3, and then they have 2 leaves coming off them that are kind of pointy. You
Just
collect
stop
a couple
rolling,
handfuls of
guys.
those.
You guys are usually not
Cool.
balanced.
18.
I rolled an 18.
Vanya,
I said usually.
the way you
It was
can
a test.
druidcraft this stuff, you plant over the next couple hours, if you want to do it the whole time, hundreds of trees.
Yes!
Don't forget to plant some wildflowers too.
Mm-hmm.
They are all budding.
I have it written down here as assortment of flowers and tree seeds and limitless. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You spent enough gold on that it was just like...
It's
Look-
easier to say you have an infinite amount.
It would be really hard for you to use up all of them without, like, months of dedicated work.
And I make a nature roll to make sure I'm planting stuff.
Sure. I'm going to say you auto-succeed on certain parts of it.
Plant a palm tree.
This just means... This is basically... You can roll to be
Sink
better
your palm
than
tree.
better than good.
It dies immediately because it's not.
6.
Alright.
Come out and there's cactuses everywhere.
The good news is that you recognize trees, and this is an oak and maple forest with a little bit of cedars and a couple other miscellaneous trees. So, but you basically like play it safe and do mostly oaks. You do know oaks take a little bit longer to grow; they're hardier wood. But once they're like grown even a little bit, they are good, solid, strong wood. And you plant a couple hundred of them along like a mile or so of forest front. In 20 years, man, the forest has going to progressed a couple feet. Actually, dozens of feet. Trees are big.
I rolled an 8.
Even with Darwin helping you, you guys,
Has Gunnar seen deer?
yes,
Darwin's brought back parts of deer.
I guess
He
yeah.
hasn't seen a full deer though.
I would say they're common enough that you kind of like going through the neighborhood here. You've passed by a deer,
Sure.
just like a group of 5 while you were walking here.
Yeah.
So you have seen deer. I will say with an 8 though,
Numbers.
it's it's midday. A lot of them are asleep or busy.
It's the
And-
high time for a lot of bigger animals.
Yeah, you find a lot of squirrels and chipmunks. And with an 8, I would say he shows you the den of a hedgehog, but the hedgehog is not home. It might be an old den.
Probably asleep, actually. I think Returnal.
They are. This is a
Whatever you
old den.
are, he's just sticking up with an actual pig with a hedge on his
They're
back.
not nocturnal. They're the
They're
thing.
crepuscular,
Yes, dawn and dusk.
The hedge.
Yep.
Yeah.
like cats.
Or
World hedge.
Atuin, the world.
The world.
But yeah, you guys are going for a couple hours.
Sonic Boom.
I'm gonna say the whole thing total takes 3 hours of how far you're going. You can add red
2
berries.
hours and I'm like, we're not back
It's gonna be
yet.
1 ration's worth of
Because I
berries.
said 2 hours.
Please mark them as triple red berries, and tell me when you eat them.
oh god.
I was gonna ask Vanya or Darwin what kind of berries they were.
Oh shit! Yeah. You can give me a nature or survival roll,
Please.
and you can take advantage. Darwin will help you with this on identifying these.
We come back.
Ah,
That's 22.
not 22.
Yeah, no, these are very. You would know of these really well. They're very, very common. They're rotgut berries.
They're rock good.
They rot your gut.
By all technicalities, they are edible. They are mostly pit, so they're incredibly tedious and hard to eat, and they're insanely bitter. But they're not poisonous, and they won't hurt you. They just taste terrible and have you need to eat a bunch of them and spit out the pits because the pits are mildly poisonous, and so they're just a pain in the ass to eat.
Cool.
They're very pretty though. They're kind of used for decoration sometimes.
For my enemies.
We come back. It's hey, what'd you guys do? Well, Squirt got food poisoning.
a lot of
They are
food
called
poisoning.
rot gut because they kind of upset tummies. They're not. You don't acquire this taste; you survive it. But you have 1 ration's worth of rot gut berries.
Woo.
Give that to some poor dude that's begging for food.
You could turn it into a mild
Yep.
song.
Probably.
They are also used in red dye.
There you
The
go.
whole thing just berries.
Worse than giving
Should
nothing.
we be concerned? Should we go find them? I feel like it's been a really long time.
Oh,
Yeah, you finished up within like 45 minutes, an
Yep.
hour, and they're gonna take a couple hours.
If they're not back within like the next hour to half hour, I do have the sending stuff.
I don't know if we need to do that yet.
Right. And I'm sure if they were in trouble, Squirk would just like scream.
Run
at you.
here, yeah.
It's just got to us.
Well, if they were in
Far
trouble, they
fucking
have the
on.
sending stone.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, no news is good news, I guess.
Sure.
And
You
then
guys
you're
got a
never
couple hours to
heard-
yourself.
Yeah.
Grab lunch or
It's
just
not
hang
like
out.
the later we go, the better it is.
And then they were never heard from again.
Us running from 3 clicks.
It's like the Tuesday game. If they're not back in 5 minutes, then we'll worry.
3
Uh,
hours.
If they're not back in 5 minutes, falls into lava, transforms frantically into a cheetah.
We're back in 5 minutes.
I
we
was
didn't
back in
worry.
5 minutes, but I was also burnt by lava.
Hey, you figured it out.
I like there's just that whole thing was just like it's like oh he's gone wait and just like around a separate corner just like you wouldn't believe the shit like that. You know how many holes there are on this place? Many.
All of them. That floor was like Swiss cheese.
I'm pretty sure we'll just find a way more.
Alright, you want to get some food?
Yeah, let's go to one of those street carts.
We can do that.
You can find just about any food you like.
I'm gonna figure out what a kebab is.
Yeah, to a degree.
They're probably popular in the desert.
Actually, probably the
I don't
biggest
know if
difference
they're
would be the
popular
spice
in
blend.
desert. That's just me making shit up.
They would have plenty of
Popular
cabbage,
food.
tomatoes, a
God,
kind
I
of
love
ground
kebabs. I went
beef
to
kind of
kebab place
thing.
every day.
Very
It's kind of
leaf
fun to
beans,
have their own
but
fucking-
it would be the spices that are the hard thing to get this far north.
Spices in general.
Really bland.
Oh no, there is plenty of spices. It's just like this certain specific spices.
They're regional spices.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, we conquer people.
Any luck with the moosin?
No moosin.
No moose.
Meanwhile, while we're getting food, a moose just wanders past.
Should that be in the city?
Nobody else seems concerned.
That is
Oh,
a
maybe it's a druid.
No it might be a druid. That's a very good point.
This is the
Yeah.
guy living his best life, just riding on top of it.
I like the
mean-
idea that they're just leaving the moose alone, not because they know to leave moose alone.
But because it might be a druid.
It might just be like a person.
No, I was
The
like,
idea that
trapped.
sometimes animals just wander through because they might be druids.
I'm gonna put up the Alaskan policy here, which is if you see a moose, just stay away.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I was like, when they want to go someplace, don't stop them. They're a moose.
You're not going to.
Just stay away. Maybe at like 50 yards, take out your phone to prove that like moose.
There, the last example of American megafauna. American megafauna.
Yo, our trees used to be.
That's megaflora.
Well, there's also the muskox, but it's not American. It's Himalayan.
Well, then
Yes.
that completely disclassifies it from the list Gritch just stated.
But they are megafauna because
Yes.
people look at muskox and like those things are huge, giant
mega-
cows. Like no, those are goats.
Oh. Damn.
Gives you a sense of scale for that what megafauna is. And moose, by the way, are big, but they're small compared to what was else there. Anyway, I took stuff like that.
It won.
Solid claim. Solid claim.
Megafauna.
He's a puppy. But yeah,
That's how big he is compared to a person.
Let me see.
oh, he's a dog.
Oh, he's such a pretty
He's a big mastiff.
He's a
He's
big-
a
He's a very big
Is
mastiff.
Clifford a mega?
big berry bird.
Yes.
Cliff would be a
Yeah.
mega.
Clifford's a fucking kaiju, and you cannot tell me any different.
The new Godzilla movie. Clifford.
Godzilla versus Clifford.
No, they don't mention Clifford. It's gonna be Godzilla versus some other monster, and then Clifford makes an appearance, and everyone will be like, "Yo, did you see the new Godzilla movie?" Like, no, what
He's
happened?
an
Like,
Easter egg.
Clifford is cat.
Everybody's gonna have to give Clifford his love so he grows bigger, like people in Goku and
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be adorable.
That's why Clifford's so big.
Yeah.
Clifford
'cause he's
movie
full of
was
love, right?
okay.
that was one person's love.
Yeah.
It was solidly okay.
It was made for children.
One person's love.
You can make things for children that are better than
Imagine how
okay.
powerful he could be.
Yeah.
This one
Like
was
the
made to
hungry
be.
caterpillar. It's
a very good book.
It's still a thing.
It was
Love
weird.
Hungry
It
every
weirded
caterpillar.
me out super
I met the
hard.
illustrator when I was in elementary school.
I like
Nice.
Puff Magic
Oh,
Dragon.
The
You met a
world-
celebrity?
Maggie Clifford
That's
just
Puff
started
Magic
being, like,
Cheetah?
takes up the entire
Children's
space
book
of the
authors
earth
often
and
go
the
to,
moon.
like,
It's
elementary
true,
school
they
stuff.
do.
My-
There was one that went to
Where's the moon?
I think the guy who wrote
Sorry, I
Diary-
derailed the entire campaign.
I think we've all derailed it at this point during this, like, past 10, 15 minutes.
We're waiting for the rest of the group to return.
I will say that a moose does walk by, and it is the Alaskan tile where just everyone ignores it and it just, like, wanders away.
More that you saw a moose. So good working. What the fuck is a moose?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Just
Yeah, no, it's very rare.
Tanner, would Tanner know what moose is?
But Sparky,
Give me a nature check.
Sparky
It's-
does know that you're looking for a cool mountain. He does
I
like.
mean, I've never seen a moose in real life, but I know what a moose is.
I've seen a moose in real life.
I have as well.
So
I too have been to the Columbus Zoo.
Oh, I saw one in Wyoming.
I was not counting zoo animals.
Yay!
I probably
You know what a
Wow.
moose is.
21.
I will say that you know of mooses. That this is the first
I would
one
be able
you've
to identify
seen.
it as a moose.
Yeah, this is the first one you've seen, and you get you get the same jolt that everyone gets the first time they see a moose, which is, oh, it's that big.
Well, also, I'm a halfling, and that's a 2'2" kobold.
Yeah, they're
Like,
very
whenever we were talking about, Sparky is just
I'm the tallest one here right now.
yeah.
Sparky's just snout agape.
Moose just goes by, and you just see everyone giving it a massive berth. I'm just like, we don't
Like, there's
acknowledge
not
the
even
moose.
people on the other side of the
Nobody
street.
else
They
stops what they're doing. The crowd just parts. I reach over. Dunk. Close your mouth.
You are pretty sure that's a moose, though that is the first time you've seen one.
That is so cool. Coolest elk I've ever seen.
I wasn't an elk.
What do you mean? It had big horns and it was
It was a
huge.
moose. They're bigger than elks.
I mean, clearly.
Yeah. Never seen one in person before.
I love how big animals can get.
I bet mine you can turn into some real big animals.
Because they can only get so big in a sewer. Like, everything was basically me-sized down there.
Really?
Like,
there were
I-
dragons in our sewer. You just
Okay.
see bigger sewers.
It was just, you're right. Because I love dragons in our sewers.
Maybe not those dragons.
Give you some of the metallic.
Less
Maybe like a
criminal
gold
dragons. Sure. I don't know anything
Terrible.
about dragons,
I'd prefer
other than
bronze
they're
dragons.
big and
That's
dangerous.
for bronze
Yeah.
dragons.
The moose I saw, we were in Yosemite, not Yosemite, that's in California, in Yellowstone National Park, and we were on a walk in one of the wilderness areas. Big group of us, 20 people, and we walk around this, like, small clearing, and we turn right, and 50 feet away is a moose with a baby moose, and it's just like,
Aww.
this is exact the situation we were told never get into.
Yep.
And all of us just walk into this and just like, moose. Moose.
God, it turns from like awestruck to terror struck as soon as you mention the baby.
It was a very much of just like, we were told very explicitly never to be in this situation. We were all very much trying not to be in this situation. And
We are in this situation.
And it's just like, you know what the game plan is? You ignore it and walk forward. And yeah, that was it. And like, we got to the end of the trail and we turned around after like maybe
It was
2 hours.
gone.
No, we came back, it was still there.
It was busy doing its thing, I
It was
guess.
eating. I mean, it was chilling and eating in a clearing.
It clearly didn't
And
think
it's a
that you
moose.
guys were
Who's
a
gonna help with
problem.
it?
Yeah.
It likes the company. That's why it eats.
It looked at you, it was like, you're not up the right, and went back to what it was doing.
Oh no, moose
That was
don't
ex-
care. Moose do not care.
It was very much a situation of just like, let's not acknowledge
No,
the
but
moose.
if Alex had been a bear,
The moose actually did.
Bears don't. Bears can take down
this
moose.
is
I didn't wanna say hi.
really big.
I have stories
It's
to
just
tell.
It'd be a heck of a
than-
fight. It's
Sometimes
like-
more trouble than
It's
it
like when
is.
a giant
Is
squid
that
fights
baby
a
so
whale.
ugly?
Yeah.
The baby moose was quite nice though.
Sparky, we'll go jump in the ocean and we'll watch a giant squid fight a
Hey.
whale.
I don't know what either of those things
Wait.
are.
And any of the three of them.
So, I have a question. I've always wondered this.
Yeah, what's up?
So, how deep do oceans actually go?
How deep do you want them to go?
I don't know, like a couple hundred feet, yeah?
Deeper.
A couple thousand?
Deeper.
How deep do you want them to go? Like, I can take
Like
a
a
shovel
fucking
and go
cunt.
down and just keep digging, you know?
I'm sorry, Tanner, do you have an estimation?
No, I just know they're pretty much deeper than we've ever gone down them.
Oh.
Like, we've seen parts of the bottom, I think, but there are parts that go farther.
Implying that this civilization has gotten to the point where
Well, no,
it's exploring the
technically,
bottom
if
of
you're
the
on a
oceans.
beachfront and you look at a shore,
You're looking at the
you're
ocean
looking
floor.
at the bottom of the ocean.
Ah, I guess.
So I'm assuming they've seen some part of the bottom of the ocean. It might have been 4 feet deep, but it was the bottom of the ocean.
I don't think I
The
want to
floor
see
of the ocean, it's not the bottom of the
I
ocean.
don't think I want to go to the ocean.
I mean, the ocean's not that
You
bad.
picked a good place to be.
I mean, yeah, you should be able to see the other side, yeah?
Oh, God, no.
What? So you're telling me
There's a body of water bigger than anything you can possibly comprehend.
that just goes off into the horizon?
Yeah.
That's terrifying. How do people put up with that?
It's great. If you're far enough away from another ship, you can actually see it kind of starting to curve.
Why would it curve?
Because the world is round. Yes?
What?
Yes, the world's round.
I'm double checking.
It just goes out.
No. We'll go to the ocean someday.
I don't want to go to the ocean.
I gotta admit, by for a cobalt, the horizon is a concept they may not know about.
Sparky's been topside now for a while.
Oh yeah, but it's very
It's been
much.
2 years. I've seen the horizon.
The thing is,
Fucking-
though, in this area, I imagine a lot of it is just like you hit the tree line before you hit the horizon.
Oh god,
Oh,
yeah.
that's true.
All north is mountains, like mountains.
You look north, you see mountains. You look any other direction, you see trees.
I'd like to change this topic of the conversation.
You
look,
asked.
there's Vanya.
Yeah,
Anyway.
they are back now.
Okay,
Hey,
what'd you
guys.
guys? Hey, what'd you guys do interesting? We didn't find anything.
I told Sparky about when I was on the ocean.
What's the ocean?
That one's frozen.
It's a body of water bigger than anything
Has
you can
Gunnar
comprehend.
seen the ocean?
You would actually know of the ocean.
I just told him it was. Did you tell him how deep it was?
He asked. I said yes.
It's really deep.
He wasn't fucking with me.
No.
Anything else interesting happen?
Well,
No,
nothing
no,
other
we got
than
the door
existential
fixed.
dread.
We
Actually,
the
it's
guy
called
got the door
thalassophobia.
fixed.
But
Character flaw. Put it on the sheet.
Spell it first.
no.
And I'm being legitimate too. Sparky will now have a fear of the ocean.
Phobia.
You guys are all together. It is roughly about 5 p.m. now.
The only thing we actually saw was fucking deer.
Oh my god, we saw this really
You didn't
cool
see
thing.
deer.
No, they saw deer.
We saw deer.
I know you didn't.
Oh.
Oh, not on this journey. You
Not
have
on this.
Oh,
you
no.
have seen deer.
The only thing I freaking saw was a hedgehog
Squirrels,
den.
chipmunks.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what
It sounds like you made it up.
I pointed to Darwin. He told me it was.
No,
He-
hedgehogs
okay.
are real.
Well,
They're real.
okay.
Okay. I don't doubt Darwin's
There's 2
input.
S's in it.
We got
Mhm.
to see
Yeah.
one.
Other than that, I spelled it right.
Yeah,
We got
but
to see one.
oh, that's
I
what
put
it was.
Vanya on the table because now she's really small.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Goes up to your fruit bowl and takes a piece of melon.
That's adorable. But we saw this really cool big thing that was just like, you know how deer and stuff are really big and have horns?
They're okay size.
I want you to imagine that the deer were even bigger and had like muscles. Like, imagine a ripped deer
Darwin, Vanya, we
with
saw
like
a
large
moose.
flat antlers.
Would Squark know what a moose is? I'm assuming Darwin and Vanya do.
Darwin does because he's hunted them. You would know them as just people have changed who have seen mooses before, but they are not native to your area.
I probably haven't.
You haven't.
You live in the desert.
Yeah.
It was in the mountains, but yeah, not
That's
not
true.
those kind of mountains.
Tanner is
yeah.
assuming Vanya knows all beasts.
To a good extent, not necessarily because they're native to where you're from, but because druids travel and see each other, and they demonstrate
They
native
share each
found.
other's, yeah.
They're actually native to your area. You just never seen one.
That's fair.
Are we able to turn into something?
If it's been shared with you,
If it's been shared with,
I don't
like,
know what the challenge
I
rating
create a
on moose
figurine
is.
of a moose.
Huh.
Yeah, I would say that counts because you've seen it. All you need to know is the aspects of the thing. You actually have seen a moose, but it's been a druid changed it into a moose.
And then I do a deer for skate.
Yeah.
We're inside a building, yeah.
You kind of
I'm on a table.
you're on a table
The moose is
outside.
bigger.
It's
The
kind of
moose
hot,
is
like
bigger.
you at a cafe in the afternoon.
I've yet to
I'm gonna
see
say you
that.
guys are in Grove Circle right now at a cafe.
Yeah, probably.
The closer you are to like
the druid headquarters,
The more
the
animals
more
you randomly
the more
see.
likely it is you are to see just like
We can just people watch for a day and just watch druids go by.
What did you say this animal was called?
A moose.
A moose.
Moose.
I would like to see.
Vanya jumps off the table.
Oh no. Vanya, no!
Has Vanya turned
Alright.
into a moose?
In the coffee shop we're in.
You're outside. You're in Grove Circle, so you're in like the patio.
I thought.
Yeah, I asked that first.
Yeah, that's a moose.
Imagine if that had wings.
Can I give?
Alright.
wings?
After we get done with the canvas,
You
I want
can.
one of those as a mount.
Not
I
yet.
want to ride
Not
into a
yet.
battle on a moose.
I actually don't think you just can. You
No, it's not a wild shape thing, but like
No.
as we get to the high tiers of play, Alex might let you do fun stuff.
it depends, but yeah, we could look into something. It would mostly just be leaf flavoring of other things, though.
Yeah.
kind of like what we did with bait in the Tuesday game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Very.
His summon steed is a giant lizard.
It's very big.
It's a cave lizard with like spider climbs on walls and stuff.
Mhm.
Mostly because like he's able to cast Find Greater Steed and like he could have made a flying mount if he wanted to. He wanted one that climbs on walls.
We're in a dungeon system. They're functionally identical
Yeah.
in ability.
I never ride them.
No, we put NPCs on him usually.
They're quite
They
intelligent when
bait.
you you have
Because when we first summoned him, he was bait.
Yep.
For a Bahir.
But where?
Big lizard lightning.
But here,
animal.
it's a giant lizard thing.
I know I was making.
Oh.
Nice.
So yeah, it's 5 p.m.
Okay.
You guys are probably hungry, right? We've been snacking for a few.
I had a kebab.
You did?
Oh, yeah, kebabs?
I had
got
three.
hungry.
Where's the kebabs?
That cart right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that one.
Relatively close by.
Send my brother's kebab.
Cool.
Oh shit! I should probably pay for the kebab I
Yeah.
Just take off 3 silver for the day, and that's your modest meal. And that includes you eating for the day.
Yeah. Gamarna has kebabs.
Kebab.
That is-
You don't have a lot. You have like enough for a meal. But yeah. You don't have like a stack of them. Two's good.
Okay. So now we need to head to. We need to split up and start searching places.
Grove Circle, yes.
Keep wanting to say Grove City.
Oh,
I know that.
or sorry, what
Kept wanting to call it
sugar
Grove
and-
Square.
Do we know any of the shadier inns, or I guess any inn that isn't really the lodge?
You have not looked into it.
We haven't. We can. I guess we could have done that the last few hours instead of just sitting around eating kebabs.
Probably.
Yeah,
We saw the moose though.
We did see a moose. Totally.
A moose
worth it.
came by through here. Oh yeah, you already told me that.
Yeah.
Where is it? I want
It's
it.
gone.
That was like over an hour ago.
It was a
Yeah.
while ago.
It was an
Gunnar.
hour ago.
You weren't here. It's more like way down here.
It's like your
Like on your
cap.
head.
Hey. This, anyway, fucking, I'm upset that I missed.
We might see one again.
Yeah, there might be more moose. Moose.
There's druids all over the place.
Meese.
Tanner now doesn't know the plural of moose.
Anyway,
It's not a word he uses
So,
often.
what were the teams?
Going to talk to
Moose,
Post.
Arthur,
Somebody ordered food.
Rania,
Yes.
everybody else.
Yeah, do.
We have Post and Random Taverns.
Yeah.
Your Random Taverns, you two, you four.
Yeah, I think me,
Are-
Darwin, Beck, and Squirk
Yes.
are going to see Post, and then y'all three are checking taverns.
Okay.
Alright.
Just try
Be subtle.
to act like you're supposed to be finding him. Though.
Gotcha.
Don't draw a ton of attention to
Act,
yourself.
act like we expect him to be here.
Not even that, but like act like you are part of his world.
Gotcha.
For the next however long you're looking for him, you ain't hero.
I mean, we aren't anyway. We've just accidentally stopped a bunch of stuff.
Okay, just let me kinda just pop this in my armor. Just put this whole
Oh, here. Take this with you, and I hand you the oil of Ethereum. To kind of, but we both have a half of the plan to convince people that we're robbing a bank.
Alright, we'll start with the tavern people. How would you like to go about it?
I am going to.
By the way, it's you, Gunmar, Squawk, and Bonnie?
Nope, me, Gunmar, and Bob.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
and Darwin. Yeah.
We need to look a bit more.
You got fucking Annie Ann's?
Oh fuck! I know Annie Ann's could.
Yeah, Annie Ann's cookies. Fucking
And soup.
Of all the ways I've derailed the campaign, this was not the intention.
We just did a
I will let your cat in.
We need to look the part. Vanya and
He's
Gunmar.
waiting at the door.
So I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation to kind of like scuff up your armor a bit. Like maybe,
No?
you know what? I forgot momentarily about that.
Red eyes.
Um,
Actually,
let's turn off the helmet, but keep the smoke.
Gunmar actually takes off the cloak of billowing. This is kind of what that is.
Do you have any magic that can disguise you?
Power.
Some of my flower pots close, and the more her red one.
Perfect. And then I'm just going to, and I look like I'm gonna look like I am still a bit kobold shaped. Like I got the same, but he like wrapped in like dark bandages and kind of like roguish.
Okay. And what should I do?
What?
Darwin.
Darwin's not with us. Darwin's with
Darwin's
the
going
other
with
team.
Banner.
Oh, I thought he was going with you guys.
No.
No, he's going to the fence because.
Oh, because he's been to the fence.
Yeah.
Oh,
What should I do? You should go with the.
You should get with your team. What the fuck?
How long were you following us?
not long, not long.
Why are you so sneaky?
He is very sneaky. Alright, so you got your disguises. How do you want to go about this?
We are just going to. We're going to start looking for.
After we got back.
Maybe Lisa, unless there was something you wanted to take care of.
No, I just want to.
Oh, to get your wired shapes back. You could delay till 6 p.m. and get a short rest in.
I haven't done
Yeah,
that.
we'll do that.
You're not exactly really on a timetable.
Here we go. I'm going to head to
D20 is not in your little dice.
Skid Row.
No.
And there's a residential area in Skid Row. Actually, no, hold on. Let's go. Yeah, let's go to the residential area of Skid Row.
Yes, there is technically a residential area.
Okay.
It is known as Craftsman's. Well, it's not. It's known where a lot of craftsman people are. It is this top section up here.
Yes. Kind of what I figured that was.
Would you like me to turn into this thing?
Actually, that would be really helpful.
Bill.
Actually, I do believe you can, but be careful because you have to take into consider travel. Basically, get any from one point to another point in the city. Just consider it 30 minutes,
Okay.
just for ease of use.
Let's wait until we see if there's actually
Cast it twice. That's 4 hours total.
Okay.
Thing.
We don't know how long we're going to be out, so we're going to. So yeah, we're going to get most of the way to the Skid Row Craftsman's Court. And then, any kind of, any small animals that would be inconspicuous in urban setting?
Maybe squirrels, chipmunks, rodents that live in trees.
Very well.
Could be a rat.
And when you're bringing a rat into a that might just get.
Squirrel, this works.
Right.
There's also bugs. That can,
You can, I do believe.
they don't have flying.
If they don't have flying, that's your biggest thing. So,
Yeah.
like, you could do a rhinoceros beetle. You can't get wall climbing with it either.
Are insects beasts?
Actually, no, they're... Well, then...
No, they're beasts.
They're
just
beasts.
because mundane animals fall under beasts.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You can have a climbing speed, right? Like, you're allowed to
I
have
don't
a
think
climbing
climbing speed is one of the things that stops me.
Yeah,
Well, she turned into a giant spider that one time.
It's
Yeah,
swimming and
so-
flying.
Yeah, swimming and flying. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that can climb is a great option. So, like, a squirrel or a chipmunk is really good because they have a climbing speed. Rats don't. But rats have other...
They should.
The plague, I can give you.
I do believe what they mostly have is better sight and keen senses. You can also be a cat.
Yeah, the cat's a good one.
Like, cats have dark vision.
Cats are noticeable enough to be seen, but not. So like you can climb up the rafters and chill on the rafters. And
You'd have to make some checks for that. If you were a squirrel, you could just climb. So you weigh the balances of each tiny animal.
The individual animal's up to you.
Should I come with my weight and then bone? Come on your shoulder and then leave.
I'm in Gunmar's shoulder just because he's bulkier and leaves more room for you to just climb down his leg and not be seen.
I feel like
Okay, we'll just make sure it's a okay, and then I'm assuming we were talking about all this on the way there.
Yep, so 30 minutes have passed. You are now in the craftsman corner.
Okay.
This is an artisan part of town, so this is people that do very specialized work. From pipe fitters to crookers to bookmakers to basically the professions you need to run this big of a town, but you don't need in major supply, live here. A lot of them seem to live above their shop, for the most part. So this is technically residential, but it's also just an incredibly practical part of town. There are shops, but they're shops with like no storefronts. You don't look like they're like Johnson's and Co. and stuff like that, plumbing supplies and shit.
Tile setters.
Yes. So these are like commercial stuff. You know, when we go in
It's
here.
like a commercial park on Huntley. Yes.
It's a lot like that. But imagine
like
living
way
above
bigger,
your
yeah.
town. Yeah. Smaller houses, but bigger. Multi-story. Anyway, you're looking for like a local tavern in this area, and the local tavern in this area, like there's a couple ones, but the tavern in this area is a brewery that has a beer garden. You do know that this part of town has a number of distilleries. It's one of the main exports of Richmond, specifically of gin. That's just the bread that comes with it. Right?
No, I know.
Okay. Richmond is known for a couple things. Wood is a major export here. But gin is a big brewery export here, or distillery export. What?
Just, as
Squirk
soon
and
as
bread.
yeah,
Inspiration. He's so deep in character.
Half paying attention still picks up on the bread.
He's got bread radar.
So that's the tavern in the area. It's the Zirkel Brewery. Zurkele, Zirkel. It is a brewery, and the main thing is that it's a brewery, not a distillery. So they brew beer, and other things such as like that. They also do a couple meads. So they have an aviary probably outside of town. But they actually serve their own beer here as well. And they have it is a true beer garden, which means it's mostly outside. There is a bar, but there's vines overhead held by trestling, and so it's a very nice, lively atmosphere, lit by candles of all kinds. You notice that a lot of the lamps are unique, like they're all lamps, but it looks like from various different blacksmiths who have made interesting design lamps with like filigrees and stuff like that. It's all lamps, but it's like each one's a unique personal representation of those blacksmiths. And most of them have very prominent maker's marks that if you could read maker's marks, you could easily tell, like, oh, this is this guy. It's kind of like an advertisement.
I'm gonna be honest, that tavern looks a bit, floofy.
It is full of people. It is about 6 p.m. right now. There are people eating. They don't have the most amount of fare. It looks to be most people drinking. And it is very much lively, and people are talking, and it's, the end of a standard work day, but it seems like this is what you do after a work day. But it's a lot of craftsmen, people still in leather aprons, tool belts, all kinds of stuff.
Can I roll some kind of check? I want to say society, but that's because I'm a fighter. Some kind of check to see, like, does this seem... Because to Michael, it seems pretty upscale and probably not.
It could be insight, but because of some of the stuff in Xanastars, I will actually give you a persuasion check. It's a charisma-based check.
Okay.
Basically, you're kind of getting a vibe check of
That's
the area.
fair. Yeah, no, because insight's always done. I'm glad Bray and I from different rooms both went to insight.
Can you hit the button on that?
We share the brain cell even when we're not in the same room to both hold on to it.
There's just something about you laughing from another room
Yes.
that is both funny
What's
and
inside
also
Bush?
concerning.
Oh, that's to open the lid.
I noticed that after I pushed it.
So
I know,
you
think
know,
about how I
like
was
it's dead
gonna take
quiet.
it.
All we
So-
hear is just that laugh.
But
That one too.
so the way you do this is basically you get a good sense of the whole place and stuff like that, and you look at the clientele, look at the barkeep, listening to some of the conversations. It takes about 15 minutes for you to kind of get a good vibe of this area. This is a workman's bar. This is a craftsman bar. The conversations are based around different techniques or projects being worked on, deadlines to hit, new proposals that are coming out. It seems to have a family-esque atmosphere, but you don't really see kids, but in a sense of like these are people with families that like I'm not going to be here all night. I'm going to go home.
To my children.
Yeah. The food is of good quality fare. The brewmasters are like they care more about the brew than the people drinking it, kind of thing.
If you don't like it, fuck you.
Yeah. They would get legitimately offended if you didn't like their stuff. But yeah, no, this is not a seedy place per se. No, if you wanted to make connections into like getting shit made, this is not a bad place to find like, hey, who here can make something? So this is an artisan tavern. Yeah.
I can make like plants and shit.
That's very practical that very few people in this tavern can do. They would appreciate that. They usually make things out of like metal and wood and stuff like that.
Alright, so this isn't it.
I can make blood.
This is
I
just
need
not
another
seedy.
person.
Yeah. No, that was me telling them. This one's not it.
You want some blood?
Same, also, actually.
Take a tap and stab
Gunmar
it
can
into
also make
someone.
enemies.
Let's try to find another one.
Cool.
What a medicine check you would have to roll to put a tap into somebody's
You
vein.
could try mingling here to find out where a seedy tavern is, or you could,
kind of like.
or you could guess like you did with this one.
No, I'm gonna try to
Medicine
kind of
at
mingle and
disadvantage.
mix, and I'm gonna try to go for the like I'm clearly in the wrong bar for me.
I got an 8.
I got a 9.
Laughing at the wrong jokes and kind of stuff. Kind of like playing up like some awkwardness to try to.
All right. I'm gonna hold over the 23 to get you into a spot. You try to mingle with a couple. These are long tables with just like, yes, they're all like little posses and groups, but people seem to switch in between all often, periodically. Thank you.
I squirreled beforehand.
Okay.
I didn't know we already went in. Oh, shit.
This technically it's an outside bar because it's a beer garden, so you can choose. And if you want to save it, you can, because Sparky already communicated to you like this is not a seedy establishment. So
Yeah, I already said that like we're going to a different one.
now, if you still want to, you can gather information that way, but it's up to you. That's better. Okay. It takes you like 5 minutes of people just going like, and like you get the vibes and like this is not good, and you eventually end up at the bar. The bar is very, very long. Has multiple bartenders. You're sitting between what looks to be like a middle-aged dwarf who has looks like woodworking tools on his belt, and to your left is a human. Looks to be a journeyman, so late 20s, early 30s. Probably something to do with glass blowing. Just by burns on his hands and stuff like that.
Yay! The sun learned off.
Yeah, it's end of the workday.
Yay. No, I looked at Sadie and she just like cranked her hand and I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, I am window.
So yeah, it takes you a minute, but a bartender comes by, just a human lad.
She's like, think you're in the wrong place, kid.
Looks at you and just like, what can I get you?
Can I get some milk?
Yep.
He looks at you kind of like, yeah, I can do that. And he walks off and
You're definitely
There's-
a child in a costume.
you see he goes to a cold chest behind the counter, so not under the counter, but behind the
Are
counter.
you gonna get Chucky milk?
Listen, I'm just trying to convince him that I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah, he's
And,
gonna
like,
send you to preschool.
Fuck, I may have gone too far. It's fine.
He takes out a glass and like fills
See,
it up,
that is one of
and
the most prolific milk
he
drinkers
serves
I've
you
ever met.
cold fresh milk.
Nice.
All right.
Straight from
You
Probably.
you accompanied by anybody?
Just in full armor. Without the like the shadow stuff. He's like, he's with me.
He's your son.
Pat, pat.
All right.
You're now a child.
Anything I can get you?
Dragonborn.
Again.
Again.
I'm talking to Gunmar. Anything I can get you?
Also, this squirrel. Got anything?
I don't. I'm trying.
He'll have some milk too.
Nah. Because A, I could ask for mead and Gunmar could like mead. Or B, I could just ask for chalky milk.
Porque no los dos.
It's like,
Fuck mead.
Chocolate mead! Not how mead works.
it's not. It's honey.
I'm aware.
I am also aware.
I guess
I've had a
it's
chocolate
bad
stout
chocolate, yeah.
before.
We-
Chocolate stouts are actually
Could get a
popular.
chocolate beverage. It just you could get a chocolate
could
adult
you?
beverage.
Could you get chocolate here?
Spiked
No.
chocolate milk.
You gotta pick a drink, dude.
There was a.
And Alex will judge your
Did
choices.
Gunmar see the word mead on like a menu or some type of shit?
Yeah, they have like the drinks up above. They have it in kind of a several different boards that repeat, but they have several brews going at any particular time, of pale ales, of a couple meads, of a couple stouts. They're just like they are brew masters who brew several different kinds of beers.
What is mead? I've never had mead before.
It's an alcoholic drink based around honey and herbs. It's usually a bit lighter, a little sweeter.
Can I
It's
have
a bit higher in the acidity.
Can I have a glass of that, please?
One flagon.
Keep in mind, this is all to get him to tell us to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yep, and we'll get to that.
Cool.
He serves you a thing of mead. It comes in a pewter flagon.
Gunmar takes a sip and immediately likes it.
Cool.
Because I like
That's
mead.
work.
Like two bottles at home.
Nice.
I think it's your level plus your wisdom.
What is what? Is that your 9 save?
No.
Something.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Oh, you guys seem new to this area. You guys visiting a family member? Friend?
this is faster.
Alright, well, enjoyed the Zirkle Brewery. Let me know if I can get you anything.
Do you know if there's anywhere we can get anything harder?
Then milk.
like chocolate. He likes chocolate.
Then the
milk.
mead.
In the mead. Okay. We have a number of distilleries in the area, but they usually don't have tastings or bars this late. There's always the Lodge. They usually do a great job. It's a bit ways. It's right off the Grove Circle. There's a number of taverns in the residential area of the Cantus Ward. We're kind of an oddity out here, but it's one of the things we like about it. We get to meet our people and stuff. We were founded by and he goes into a small backstory about the brewery itself.
Said Zirkwood Tavern.
The Zirkle Tavern.
Zukele.
Not Zookwood, and no.
But yeah, as he's telling
That'd be
that
better, I
story,
should've done
we
that.
finish our drinks.
Do you see that?
No, I actually like Zirkle, but like the Zookwood Tavern name, I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket.
And
I'm gonna put it in my front pocket.
And then we will head.
Yeah, you finish your drink. Oh, your drinks cost 2.
Gunmar will pay for you.
You
Just
kinda
kind of keep up the
pay
facade that
so
yours.
It's 4 copper a piece, so it's nothing.
Basically 1 silver.
2 gold for a cold milk.
Gunmar just kind of.
Actually, no, milk would be very common in these areas.
Gunmar kind of puts
The cold part is
like
the...
a silver on the table.
Easily done.
Copper for the
Um,
cold.
And then after we get out and out of earshot of the bar, Barker's just gonna be like, "Well, that was a waste of time."
Not entirely a waste. I liked that liquid.
Don't take the mug with you.
Come on, you can't.
Gunmar quickly runs back. and says,
Inspiration.
I'm sorry.
Just like half the bar is looking at you, just going, did he just take it?
Like, I can't
runs
believe
back.
it.
Like Tanner and Sparky were at the moose. Just like,
He's staring at a cup. And he's like, not everybody, just staring at a cup. It's a nice cup. That was a pewter cup.
It's like, oh shit. I'm very sorry.
we did, however, learn that most of the inns are apparently in the Cantus Ward.
Who said inspiration?
I did.
I also
Okay.
said inspiration.
Yay.
Took off the fucking mug.
But yeah, a lot of the taverns. What you get from this, the residential area of this city is the Cantus Ward, and that's where a lot of late night taverns are.
I figured, like, any kind of residential area in, like, the workman's ward might be...
A little
Anyway,
bit seedier.
point
No,
is,
you made
it's
it.
kind of a toss-up, and I called tails instead of heads.
I mean, I'm clearly not there, but there's also just, is there anything in the vicinity of the Mumbit?
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's gotta be alcohol down there somewhere.
The sluice.
Yeah.
Well, see, I avoided going there originally because that's where everybody else is.
It's not a small place.
It's not a big place.
You know what? We have to go through there to get to Camp Sword anyway. So we'll check the northern end of the swoop.
Yep.
Also, we're not looking for taverns, so.
I will say that you guys have been in that area before. It looks to be almost exclusively people and small stands and stuff like that, and people just surviving. If there are places to eat or drink there, they're small, and I'm going to say right now that the seediness that you want, you need some people that are actually like making money.
Gotcha.
The Sluice does not have money.
Okay, cool.
They're too poor to have crime.
Gotcha. Hint is nice, though.
Yep, we'll go with it's gonna take an hour to get there, 30 minutes of like feeling around, plus drinking, plus mingling, and now 30 minutes to get back to the Cantus Fort. So you've gone for about an hour and a half. I'm gonna switch real quick to you guys. So you guys made it over to Post.
Alright, Darwin, you should do all the talking.
What? How are you doing? Looking at him?
Ah, yes, make the person with -1 charisma.
Yep.
You know where Posts is. So you get there without issue. It is
Sure, without
about
party
6
face,
p.m.
guys.
So, because we're going back in time. It's now 6 p.m. You guys are well fed and stuff like that. You are outside Post's door. It's still a relatively busy time around here. There's still a little bit of daylight. It stays daylight to about 7:30. And they use all the daylight they absolutely can here. As candles cost money and that's wasting good food.
Mm-hmm.
They're made of tallow at this time period, so it's fats. So it was a legitimate thing. You could eat your candles. They were terrible because it was rendered fat and stuff like that. You could do it.
So
Show
buy
up to
tallow
a
from the
party just
grocery store.
eating a candle.
I'm pretty sure one of the Yule lads eats tallow.
Yo lads? Is that the Iceland things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
the Iceland Christmas tradition.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Just a bunch of little fucking weird dudes
It's a
doing
bunch of
weird.
crazy homeless people invading your house one day at a time.
Ah, Iceland. They don't get outside much.
I
So
mean,
anyway.
we wouldn't want to get outside much. It's Iceland and also winter because it's a Christmas tradition.
Yep. Very true.
Man has a point.
You guys are now outside Posts. By the way, once again, no markings. If you didn't know it was here, it'd be really hard to tell.
It'd be just another house.
Yep. The only kind of giveaway you've gotten is because you've been inside, you and Darwin. You know the door was particularly heavy
Probably on
and had
purpose.
locks on the other sides. Outside a building. Actually, pause. I'm going to go to the bathroom. You guys
Okay.
can speak for a second.
I just realized how fortunate it is that we keep splitting the party with Squork and Sparky in separate teams. Because we don't do that. It's like, we didn't split it up that way intentionally. We were just like, okay, who wants to go where?
Why is that a good thing, though?
Well, because we have siblings. Yeah, that's...
I didn't remember who had the other one. I just knew you had
I
half of it.
specifically gave it to Squork because...
Because you passed.
Yeah.
Everyone I've opened has done this.
Right, you're doing it
Just
on
don't
purpose.
like
Look
you.
at how you're holding your hand.
Oh.
Bubble.
The worst part about this frozen blizzard is... it's a peanut butter blizzard.
Oh no.
Which means the ice cream
It's
melts-
separated.
It's separated, and the ice cream is melting so much faster than the butter.
Well, you just get a bunch of ice cream and then you'll have peanut butter for sandwiches.
But it's slowly turning into liquid peanut butter.
Yeah.
My combat
So-
wild shape says as a bonus action I can use
That's infinitely better than what I was
I
gonna
can
say.
spend one spell slot and retain one a normal spell slot, or is that wild shape spell slot?
No, it's an
Wild
You don't-
shapes are not spell slots.
Wild Slaves.
I was thinking about it.
So it'll be any of my spell
It would
slots?
be a spell
Yes.
slot.
And
Also,
I
you
think I'm
only
going
get
to
two
fill you a little
wild
bit more of a
shapes.
bone there. Because I was
for
thinking
short
about it
rest.
that, like, you guys wanted milk, they're
You
not
need
going to
two wild
suggest
shapes,
anything
not
major and
spell
stuff like that,
slots.
just general taverns. I'm going to say maybe with a little bit more talking and stuff like that, you got a couple names
Oh, okay.
of taverns. So you got within like 2 taverns. Maybe one was like thrown out as like, don't go to this one.
So that's one you gotta go to.
You just were told that it was in the northeast part of the Cantus Ward. And it's in the old town called the Tents.
Real quick before we start again. I have food now. Like, mask.
That's fine. That's
Yes?
by me.
We're
Plus-
okay with
Fine
food?
with me.
It was open.
Okay. Thanks, I would like to eat.
Grace
the
just goes out the kitchen, just like scarfs food and yells out here.
I was gonna go outside if people weren't okay with it. I was gonna be like, Hi, Post!
Right outside the window.
Just scream in a southern accent into Alex's house.
But yeah, so you got an area of the town of just like, this is the old town. It's a little seedy. Don't like, if you want something hard but safe, because he looks like father. He's getting a father and son vibe. You got like a light drink and milk. Just like
No, really.
he's hard selling the lodge for starting with, and just like, look, the lodge is going to be your best bet. It's got good entertainment nightly. It's got great prices. It's got plenty of space, and there's rooms there. Go to the lodge. You're a tourist. Go to the lodge. If you want to live something a little bit more authentic, he names a couple places along. Fuck, what did I name this place? We're calling it Fern Street. These streets that you guys haven't actually been on.
Oh shit.
Is the ladder, because obviously. Anyway.
Looks like a ladder.
Yes. The ladder is, you're either going up the ladder or down the ladder. Up the ladder is Mountainwood, down the ladder is towards the circle.
One side.
Kind of, yeah. Mhm. But there's a bunch of places to cross over and stuff like that. And it has forests. Those little islands in the middle are forest. Now, they're kind of like, manicured forests, but like here,
Like
here.
parks.
Yeah, there are parks and places like that. You were told to go, don't go, all the way north to the northeast. That's the old town. It's called the Tents. It's a little bit more seedy.
Thank you.
There you go. Come on, Sparky.
Bye,
Okay.
people.
Tolerable.
Oh, it's by.
It's fine.
Crap. Sorry.
I wasn't sure if she was doing it because, she wanted to go, or that it just broke. And I was
I
like,
wasn't
I
aware.
fully when it was like, oh, it's broken again? Okay.
She just took it off.
Can you
and
get me a
it
Coke?
I think she's in the
Oh!
bathroom.
Water.
Probably not.
It's probably done, and it's probably
definitely
warm.
done.
But oh, good. Skip. Did you... Okay, you guys are outside posts.
Yes. Alright.
After you, Walker.
Yeah, we kind of left most of the talkers back there.
God damn us. Can we
You're
get
basically
milk,
like-
please?
You've done business here before.
Yep. Darwin and I both have.
For one reason, Gunnar was like, hey, you two
Do
should
either
go
of
there.
y'all want... Right, there's two ways to do this, from what I see. We go in under the pretense of looking at his wares, maybe buy something, if anything. Or we go in under the pretense of buying information. Specifically about Roger or the Canty Screw.
God, it's so nice not being.
I love being the head of parties.
So do I, but I just feel like I take over the table.
That's my favorite part about it. I get to hear myself talk more. We have other chairs. You can have the chair that is this.
Ray,
What?
you can have the cat chair.
Yeah,
The cat's
that,
not even here.
Cat's gone.
that is
Steve's
meant for the
gone.
cat for when we're not here, so he can look out the window.
I saw your hand, Michael. I was
No, you
looking that way.
It was my mage hand.
We could look at goods, but I don't have money.
That's fair.
Am I up the money?
He's a monk.
You're spending money like you should in this campaign, which is immediately.
Yeah, I have,
Well, if he has something interesting, maybe
One
we'll
gold.
buy it.
Wow.
Are you serious?
What the heck?
He
one
spent all of his
gold,
money
one
immediately
copper,
after we
and
got
6
it.
silver, and several bread.
Oh,
I know
you
you
got the
suggested
tattoo. And
Mango.
you got a lot of shit though.
Yep.
A movable rod.
How did
goggles of night.
How did you manage that cleanly? Because I have.
I borrowed money.
Okay.
You did it by going over. I just want to point out too that you wouldn't have trouble with living expenses.
That's what the party's for.
Yeah.
I'll go
We'll
look
pay
at
for
you a little ways.
We can have one Coke.
We got a few days to get things sorted out.
Yeah, about 3 days.
It's a bird.
I'm a
just
war
gotta
chief.
sleep.
Can you get me some?
He's got so much bread.
He said money.
Bread and rations.
yes.
I am a
You're
war
set
chief
for a
of the
while.
mountains.
He's got
Just
bread
send
and
me
rocket
money.
berries.
I feel like we should emphasize that you are not a war chief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End game goals.
Endgame goals.
All right,
Be
well-
able to pull off a Nigerian prince scam without lying.
It's not lying if he is the Nigerian prince.
Explain if it is a scam.
It's not lying, then it's just a scam.
I am a Aristocrat prince. May I please have $1 million so I do not starve to death?
And when knocking, I thieves can't the knock so that it says customers.
Okay, there's a couple different ways of doing that, but yeah, perfectly fine.
Bep, 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 bep.
It's not that.
International signal.
He opens the door. He's like, "Do you guys want a haircut?"
I love the. They're not illegal. They shouldn't be at my door.
I'm just not going to answer that. That is obviously a cop.
That is either a cop or someone trying to sell me something.
It's like the 3-year ago code.
We've been trying to reach you about your extended quarantine.
That's definitely a cop.
What the fuck is a car?
I said cart. You laughed too soon.
Well, yeah, you go in. Oh, you don't go
We
in. He
knock.
comes. You hear footsteps from inside. A little bit of shuffling as well, but it is kind of muffled. This is oddly like it looks very ramshackle from the outside, but for those who have never been here before, like well, I guess you've all been here before. You actually
We've
like
never been in. Only Darwin and I
Like-
have been inside.
Yes.
But we've been to the door.
no, you guys actually entered because you had to pay him. And a
Oh,
couple other
yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah.
You notice
We didn't fit
that
this
now
one.
that like you're actually going during daytime, you notice a couple things. It's ramshackle on the outside, but the weight of the door you can kind of hear weight as how it affects hinges and stuff like that, and all good.
Okay.
Okay.
And also just the thickness of the door when it opens, you can kind of see the gap and stuff. And like this is kind of a reinforced building that is built.
To look ramshackle.
It's more. It almost feels like a ramshackle place that was reinforced from the inside.
There's a second stronger house inside of this house.
And like the materials looked of okay quality, but it's like with the sluice is made of just scraps, everything in the sluice. So like the fact that this has anything that would be considered new or even bottom of the barrel is saying something. A hand creeps around. The door still has a couple chains on it, and goes, "Yes,
Howdy.
welcome back. How may I be of assistance?"
We wanted to take another look-see. What's so different?
You and Squawk.
Yeah.
And
And Darwin, yeah. But he's looking at new
Darwin.
people. I see.
We came back with a new toy. They were jealous. You understand.
Fine. But it's and he closes the door, and you hear the messing of locks.
Clinkety clank.
And
14 locks open.
all of a sudden the door opens, and he's sitting at a table. If you haven't been to Post in a while, there's a bed in one corner, a small desk with a lantern. There are no windows.
He works from home.
There's a big chest. So it's bed, chest, table, and then there's a main table that he seems to work at. There's a big book. You've seen it on the table he's currently sitting at, but it's right now sitting in the back. And he's just sitting at that table. There's 2 small chairs. It can accommodate the 4 of you. You're relatively small.
3?
Mhm.
An arrow hook or
As you all
Aaron Hooker
enter,
are the smallest I've meeting.
Yes.
as you all enter, the door just closes behind you. Oh yeah, because you're not trying to hide it. You also hear clicks, like as the door locks re-engage. Oh, what can I interest you, gentlemen, with?
This one goes fast. That one hits things. Got anything for that?
I might. Me just
Fast, that one Angie.
I want to go. Oh, it's good. It's
Alex is pulling up Post's current inventory.
here. Current thing.
God, I can't wait until we get the full list.
Next level.
Just need to kill a few more dragons.
Just a few.
Just a few dragons.
Okay, cool.
Fine, you quick turn into a dragon so we can murder.
Dragons
Dragons are also dragons, not beasts.
Everything's a beast.
You try hard
This
enough.
is the world. Everything's a beast.
The world.
It's turned into a T-Rex, attach like some cardboard wings to you,
There we go. I like this thinking.
and then we'll just kill you.
Honestly, a T-Rex would also be a decently high CR for our level.
Yeah.
I don't have anything specific that I think you would like. I have some weapons of resort and maybe a pilfer or two, but for your guild memberships, I think you can get almost what I can give you, if better. I have a few specialty poisons, but that's about it.
You say that it's just lit up.
Money.
Other people have money.
Well, recipes for the poisons.
Unfortunately, I am not the creator of the potion. Let's see, I have some potent ones that take some time, some ones that help fall asleep, and I think I have one that's a little faster acting, though not as potent. Good for that edge in the night. He's gonna look you up and down, and let me roll an insight. He's gonna judge you.
Try to look extra shady with my cloak of protection.
If you want to roll a persuasion or deception, whatever you're better at, and then tell me what you're trying to portray. Are you trying to look poorer, richer, meaner? What? Okay.
An umbrella.
Oh, cool. 19.
Nice! Amazing!
Nat 20 though.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, cool. 19.
Yep.
He looks you over, and he's really good at reading people, and he reads something, but you start presenting this idea of just like, I could be that, or I could be something similar but different.
You don't.
I think I could let you in on it. You look like a man with connections. Let's say a small discount for
Or anywhere near.
information.
Actually, you never know.
Probably do, just not anywhere near.
Just a little bit of inroads in wherever you happen to be from. We don't see many of your kind here, but I bet you guys produce a plethora of exotic material. Very well then. And you see him like reach
Give him
in.
the rock gut berries. Like, these are from my homeland.
You see him reach into his. He has kind of like a day robe on, over what you can now see is some armor. But he reaches into his clothing and pulls out a small vial. Put this on your weapon. It is oil based. It won't last forever, but a minute or so. It'll give you a small edge in combat. I think I could let it go for 200 gold.
It is a short term.
It adds the poison effect to your weapon, and gives a little extra damage.
It's only good basically for one fight.
Boss fight. Never magic.
I'm just making sure we're all aware of the mechanical implications of this magic.
There you go.
Item.
Yes.
Gosh, Michael.
I have a magic weapon scroll
But
that I no longer need. I have
Sounds
an
like a
axe.
bit.
I mean,
You good?
don't die.
What happened was intentional. Fuck you.
See, the best part is the reason why you tripped over is because I was stepping on the other end of the strap. So when your foot caught on it, it didn't just go flip. It was under my foot, and I felt it tighten.
Okay.
Concentration revival. Oh shit. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Am I not proficient? Oh, because I
It's 'cause
chose
it's carrying
medicine
an
instead
electric
of
charge.
survival.
You're carrying a charge.
I do. That's why my finger works on my touchscreen.
But no, I'm
But,
fine paying for this.
Cool.
So,
Out of character, as for the information, I don't know what to share.
Well, you know of your homeland, but you were, of a certain station in that homeland, not exactly part of the CD elements.
Control war chief.
Kind of.
Also, he doesn't know squat about your homeland, so you could lie.
yeah, so this whole -1.
Look, you got him this
look.
far.
You're allowed to try stuff you're not good at.
It's working.
He charmed person as chef, and it worked.
Yeah, that was incredible. That was clutch as fuck.
Calm
It
emotions.
was kind of
Mhm.
Anyway, up to
Still
you.
worked.
Or you could give him something that sounds important but isn't really. Like on Tuesdays, we'll take a nap.
Yeah, you have enough information of your background to basically, you could give him whatever you think is worthy of it. Or you could, make it up. And you can make up something about your homeland of just like...
You could invent a detail that
Yep.
hasn't been invented yet.
Mm-hmm.
Reason.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Same.
I
I
will-
confirm that the world is round today.
Doesn't mean smarty believe.
It's fair, but I confirmed it with God.
Yeah, Gunmar would also not believe you.
You weren't
Why?
You weren't there.
Because I have a minus one.
It's in the ocean. You would know exactly the phenomenon that I'm talking about.
It's just magic.
You sound like an actual flat earther.
It's clearly magic, guys.
The atmosphere looks like that because of magic. Like using words as big as atmosphere and then saying magic at the same sentence.
Classic game of D&D.
So, 200 gold from your friend there for the poison. Alright. If you put the coin down.
Put it down. And it's
And so it's just on the table.
Yeah.
The poison's on the table. A little bit of information about your homeland.
It's 4 days that direction.
Super wrong.
Very far away down south. Pretty close.
Oh, okay. That's actually interesting.
I see. Any interesting products of your homeland?
Rock.
Or imports and exports.
Others.
I know
We do a rousing quill
because
business.
I know that you were talking about like wanting to do like poisons and stuff. Is there
Yeah.
anything like notably toxic in the region?
You could also, if you don't want to do that, you can just make up something. Like, you could make up an actual give information, or you could make up information.
Dog.
Or
Well,
dog.
we use the poisonous snakes and the venomous snakes in the area to craft a lot of.
That's good to know. I'll accept this trade. And in a very fluid motion, just the gold is now on his side and the potion's on yours. You see him like pick it up and go shh, and it's now 4 stacks of 50 gold. And he goes, yes. And swips it into a pack he has.
It's like snakes only found in the area, only in
Oh,
the
the
desert.
thing. I thought maybe.
Ain't a
Good
lot
to
of
know.
whooping and hollering going on up there.
It's-
Venom
it's
up here
warm
does not
outside, people
come
are
in
crazy.
the snake form. It's not expected. Kind of that. The more northern you go, the less snakes you get and the less potent their venoms.
Cool. Glad
It's
I
very
wrote
true. That's why I have a technically.
I'm glad I'm no longer down south.
That's what oil I got.
That's a lie.
It is an actual oil you got, but I don't have it in front of me. But actually, no. Give me my it's in the player.
It's oil with your.
Not oil.
You just make this fucking spear useless. Because it's just.
Poke someone with it, and the head of the
Once
spear
again,
goes
there's a
through and
huge
it's
chance I just
awesome.
gave you a massive discount on something because it made up shit
I
in the
know.
spot. But I think 200 actually is pretty close.
He knows about snakes now, so it's even.
I also know about snakes.
No about snakes now.
See, we proved that snakes exist in this world, that moose exist in this
There was
world.
no doubt that snakes existed.
The earth is
Now
flat.
there's
The earth is
venomous
round.
snakes in the desert.
No, it's
Makes
flat, but the
sense.
horizon is magic.
Right, I forgot.
That is Gunmar's explanation.
Gunmore magic
There's
on
a
the
legitimate
answer to
explanation
literally everything.
sometimes.
He's not being an ass. He just does not know, and magic typically explains a lot.
That's fair. I'm telling you, this is not the case.
We're not next to each other at the moment.
Sending sounds.
So Gunmar,
Settings of
Waste.
Gunmar, the world is round.
You can reply to this message.
prove it.
I can't.
Go up.
Yeah, exactly. Squark goes high enough, you see Earth be round.
That would work.
Gage, I'm gonna have to get back to you
I don't
for the
think
right
Gunmar-
one, but
Yeah,
it
that's
Squark
fine.
could not pick
yeah,
up Gunmar,
it
but Squark
basically
can
what
pick
it does,
up
it has a
Squirky.
DC
I mean,
to
Gunmar's naked. Without
No,
all
even
the-
make them have the poison condition,
Dragonborn are very
but they
fast.
take the
They're
poison
like-
damage
They're like 300
regardless,
pounds without
and it's
armor.
I think
Yeah.
like
Forgot
2d6.
about that.
They are hefty.
You get it for a
boys.
minute.
They are walls. It's
But
why
anyway-
they're paladins.
You are the heaviest member of the party.
By
And the
far.
By none. Yeah.
You're the heaviest if we combined the rest of the party.
Then you could
Vith might give Gunmore a run for his money and wait.
walk around with antimantium armor, which we have substituted for titanium.
Magic
way a
adamantine
lot.
armor.
But yeah. Excellent doing business. Anything else I can assist you with?
Got anything fun?
Slipperiness isn't that just.
I have what I have.
It's fair. Didn't know if anything new had come through since I've seen you last.
It hasn't been too long yet. And I still don't know you all too well. You
That's
haven't
fair.
made a little bit of yourselves known with that trouble in the sewers.
Heard about that, huh?
Word gets around.
Brings me to my next question. Do you just deal in goods and services, or do you deal in information too?
Oh, direct.
Yeah.
It's like, so direct. How do you expect me to answer this?
I am known to peddle in rumor as necessary.
Looking for someone. Wonder if you can help us find them.
Person who's trying not to be found can be an expensive quarter.
I'm not sure so much he's trying not to be found. It's just Richmond, big place.
Regardless,
Do you just want to open it?
go ahead. No.
Okay.
I was being careful not to completely fucking tear it
It's
open
fine.
like I did last week.
Ah,
Or
okay.
the week before.
Makes sense.
He wasn't being quiet, he was being gentle.
Jerky tax. Let's go. Pass. Everybody wants your jerky. Everybody's been waiting for you to open the bag.
I'm a jerker.
Everyone's been waiting. I don't want to reach into your bag. I would love jerky, but I don't.
Oh,
want
I
to
got
open
two
your bag.
pieces. That's my bad.
You can a second piece. Yay!
Oh, man.
That was exciting.
The flavor
No.
packet, the smallest piece.
The do not eat packet.
The flavor packet.
I think he's legitimately low on stuff.
No, this is why you buy 2 bags now.
Because one's for him and the other one's for the rest of the table.
Oh no, they're both for the rest of the table. Let's go through them fast. It's so
I see
good.
his tail.
Wild Bills, good shit.
Love Wild Bills.
Now,
Don't
those
like-
pepper beef jerkies for me. That's
Now, wanna find somebody? I could help with that. But I need some help first. Who are you trying to find?
You know a guy by the name Roger? I'm looking for any indication that he knows anything.
Give me an insight for just.
His reaction, basically.
Yep.
24.
No.
Or 19, I rolled today.
There's something about
There
that
it
day.
is.
It's like a Scooby Doo.
I was just about to say.
That's exactly what it's like. I need to sit in Evan's seat more, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Just those
He's
entire
really
fight.
hard to lead. Oh.
When'd you get a fucking shark?
That's been there for a while, man!
Yeah.
It's just a shark!
It's a giant shark.
Bonnie can be one of those at one point.
Oh my god, that's
fucking
awesome.
I can now.
I like the giant frog.
Yeah, you can.
I
Yeah.
can be a reef shark.
Well, I don't know what the CR for giant shark is. but-
Giant shark is a little high, but
I
you,
like the
Reef
floating door.
Nice.
Anyway,
you won't really high. He's very difficult to read. You get no indication off of him when you say "ask for Roger."
in that case,
I was gonna respond, but what do you want to do?
I need to find the. I don't know where it is exactly. Aha! I will add my
Oh, you have to do it after you know you
Yep.
failed. Okay,
because if I continue to fail, I don't spend it. So I need to know whether or not I failed.
gotcha. What is this?
It's the bolstered knack.
You want to show him the
That's the
thing?
title for Knack 3.
Bolstered
Forgot
neck.
they made a knack too.
Giant- oh, it's that
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, it's
So when yeah, okay.
Per piece.
Oh my god. There we go.
It becomes a 27.
You still don't think you.
Okay, then I don't use the die.
What? Mercedes speaks.
In this particular case, yeah. You tied.
Thanks.
Ty's situation unchanged in this respect.
Yeah.
But yes. Will you?
I almost got slapped with jerky.
Yeah, the
Oh,
jerky's
he's a-
fun until it becomes.
No, that's a small piece of jerky. You almost got punched in the face.
That's entirely Michael's fault,
Health hazard.
by the way.
He's such a good kitty cat, though.
What is his response?
You asked for Roger. You know, a couple Rogers around town. A very common name. maybe you want to ask for a little bit more detail. Oh, sorry, give a little bit more detail.
I'm trying to think of how to word this because I know that there are certain words that are not the right words. But
Promise Grace is a very direct individual.
We've noticed.
Possibly tact for.
Going to contact for contact.
17 sailors sank this morning.
Yep. What are you trying to do? Because I can just respond to that, but like.
I'm basically throwing out the call as like the identifier of we want that Roger, the Roger associated with the Cantus crew.
Oh, so you just gave the call.
Like that, Roger.
So you didn't get the call of Roger. You got the call
Right.
of Cantus
I
crew.
want
So
Roger
you are now
associated with-
asking with the Cantus crew.
Yes. Going all in because I'm not subtle. Tanner's subtler than I am. Blake.
This wasn't very subtle.
no.
Oh. That's great. It's not very subtle.
Interesting. What business do you have with our local sentry?
Not sure you need to know that to help us find them.
Oh, then I don't think you need to know where they are. If they contacted you, there's no reason for me to let you on to them.
You said it yourself. People don't know much about us yet.
Then make a name for yourself. You seem to get coin rather quickly. Put yourself out there. Go stalk. But if you want my help, see no gold on the table.
One gold!
Squark has no gold to put on the table.
I
You
can
know he's got
bread.
one.
Cut back to
Just put right on the
Gunmar and Sparky. Yeah, they're like giant fucking
But,
monsters in the
I dream about that.
Yeah.
You're an unknown quantity.
But
I don't know about you, you don't know about me, and I don't know why you want them. I have a few ideas, and very few of them good, so for me to give you information, I need enough to possibly get out of town for a while.
I mean, it's really cheap to just walk off into the woods.
Yes, there's always a one-way ticket to the afterlife.
But-
I plan not to join it.
Not yet, this is some smoke. Beck and Squark hear in their heads. Do we want to engage him?
Work just goes, who the fuck was that?
Are you okay? Or is that Squark looking
That's
at-
Squark.
Good channel.
Do we want to throw more money on this? Or do we want to take the information that...
No, I realized a mistake I did on his character sheet. It won't come up today, but I just have to remember to fix that.
You never know.
He's
that.
already given us an option. We cause a ruckus, we make a name, and they come to us. Great. Do we want to go far down the route? Squawk, this is Tana, you can answer me.
I don't.
Oh,
Meant
so
we as a
how?
collective.
I could put another couple
Do
hundred.
we want to?
No. I'll make all do just that. I'm gonna put another 200 gold on the table.
He glances over it using his old adventurer sets and goes, I'm sorry, I don't think I was clear. I need to leave comfortably
Yeah,
out
you
of
weren't
town.
very clear at all.
I'm gonna raise the price just at more now. No, you're an easy
well.
quantum order off. In some.
I
Oh,
think
sorry.
magnitude.
Sorry.
Yeah, quantum's a bit of a unique word. For...
In this particular case, no, it's an order of magnitude. Is what I
Okay,
meant
okay,
to
okay,
say.
okay.
Sorry, you're right. It meant order of magnitude.
I translated it in my head. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I did
That's-
not.
About 10 times too little.
Yeah.
Yep, no.
I got that when you said order of magnitude. I just didn't understand the first.
Go
one.
there,
Oh,
Laura.
hello.
Sorry.
The guy started a game war.
That's why I stopped coming.
Alright, so we break into the
Because we put a
cellar
tripwire in
again.
the way.
We just, if that's the case, then I think that Roger will need to find us. And
We
I'll
can make
just-
that happen.
Go ahead. Just get caught by the authorities. It's a quick way to have them never see you as potential.
Believe it or not, we can be subtle when we want to be.
Your records say otherwise, but I am all ready, all ears to hear or not hear when it happens.
Well, I think with that we leave.
Yep. No, I think that's our exit.
As soon as we're outside, I was like, okay, so we're kind of friends with Zoop. We know Zoop. We staged something with him. We rob his store super extravagantly.
Keep walking, Squarp.
You do it as you walk away, but stuff like that. But you get shuffled out. Real quick, as you shuffle out, you hit a bunch of clicking of locks.
Yeah.
Oh, and the door opens on its own.
He's some sort of man.
Yeah, Zook.
Alright.
Something.
See what the
It's not a terrible idea, honestly. Not necessarily Zook,
Yeah.
but like arranging something. We have ways to do that, but we're definitely gonna have to. He's gonna go tell somebody that we've been asking. That's what he's gonna do immediately. So we need to stop associating with people like Cantus and Physics and the others. At least for a short while.
Yep. Yeah, so that's...
And honestly, this is a relatively sensitive conversation.
Certainly.
Probably have it silently.
Subtly, yes.
Squirt's brain explodes!
Darwin just looks at all three of you, just like, are we doing brain talking?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll wait.
I'm sorry.
But,
You didn't seem particularly focused right at the moment when I started. Yep. You were thinking about the moose, weren't you?
Good beast.
You didn't see it.
There could be.
You were
Would have been a
done.
good beast.
That's how out of it he is.
Let's get back and find the others.
And,
Where do you go? Actually, do you want to? You've been trying to say something.
no, I was just thinking, do we want to cut back to them so they can do their...
They are, but
Yeah,
your
right.
thing,
Our
Ours
thing
was
is
shorter.
faster. That's
it was
the
much
problem.
shorter, so I need to know where you're going.
Ah, okay.
Where are we exactly?
We're in,
sluice.
the sluice. Which is kind of...
You know
It's
what?
like down here-ish,
Yeah.
right?
You know what? I'm gonna make it easy.
We pass
You-
each other.
Functionally, yeah. You guys finish up your thing, and basically go like, wrong tavern. They start heading back. You, let's say it took you longer to get to post than you were expecting. It was busier and you like got lost or something like that. It took you a little bit longer. It's now 7 p.m. and you happen to like run into each other on the gate bridge, which is, I may have just said the wrong bridge. The Cantus Bridge.
Oh, hey.
Howdy.
Please tell me you found something.
Yes and no.
Okay, good. Because ours was just a solid no.
Work about a poison.
I found out. I found
Okay,
out.
so Sport got poisoned.
I found out Sparky's a milk drinker.
You knew
Is
that.
What's wrong? No.
Like a derogatory term towards. I'm doing the Skyrim insult.
Are you talking about, like, mammals? Because they're all milk drinkers.
I used to
Like
drink
no,
it.
he ordered milk at a bar.
Yeah, and I've done that.
I was
Anyway.
just trying to get... What is that? We're trying to get information on another tavern, which we did do, so I guess it wasn't a total loss.
I know, but I still find it funny.
Your drinking
It's
just
fun.
blue. What is that?
Blue raspberry lemonade?
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Spork has
Um,
learned that mammals milk all of them.
Pretty
What?
much. Usually the female ones, but still. But as a species, most mammals produce
Okay, I
milk.
think we're getting off
What do you
topic.
mean usually?
How did your trip go?
Mammals do.
Hope wanted a lot of money, basically, to get unsurprising. What we got out of him for free, though, that if we make a big enough stink, if we do something impressive enough, the canyon will come looking for us.
Are we gonna rob the bank?
We can't do that. The problem is, all the important people already know about everything. The other problem is, now that we've put it in the world that we're looking for Roger, especially you, someone host, he's gonna go tell his people. Everyone in that world's about to know that we're looking in. We can't have contact with most of our usual contact. At least not
The
easily.
big boys.
Well, not easily. We have subtler ways of talking to them.
You do have a lead, by the way.
Yes, the tavern. I have a tavern northeast side of the campus.
Alright.
Called the,
No, it's the area is called.
sorry, the area.
It's in
I
a
meant
place
the
called
area
the
Tents.
Tents.
Said that was a pretty seedy tavern.
We
I
can
mean,
head there.
Yeah, that's where we could add.
Oh, and just because everyone except you know at this point, Vanya, For some reason, I can talk to people's brains.
Yeah, you were the only person.
Oh, she told you?
He
told you? Shit.
You mean like can't?
sort of, yeah.
Just less emotional type. I don't know how to describe it,
Well,
but
and more limited.
it's limited, and also you don't
But
get
I'm
the
figuring it out.
emotions
But
with
right
it.
now, I'm linked up to Beck and Spark.
There's a good way to subtly communicate.
He also
It
has
is.
he also has a different accent in the
You
mindscape.
have an
I
accent?
what?
Different accent in the mindscape.
Yeah, I didn't mean to ask about that.
Yeah.
Technically, now's not really the time.
Yeah,
No, now is not the time.
Lonnie is confused. You have an accent?
Oh, yeah, it's...
Accent is how people talk when they're from different areas. A lot of the people in this area talk kind of like me.
Yeah,
Yeah, everyone just talks different. That's just how it is.
It is,
I mean,
but
it
usually
is, but it's
it's
called accents.
but sometimes people can talk similarly.
the word for when people from different locations speak slightly differently, even though they're talking the same language. That's an accent.
Do I have an accent?
Slightly.
You
I mean,
do.
technically everybody has an accent.
Everyone has one. Right now, we're in an area where a lot of people talk like you or me.
I
Me
open
and
that bag of
Squark
whole
have
wheat.
similar accents.
Don't
From
you have
Southern
an
Come
accent
from
Empire.
like the same
Okay.
general
Yes.
region.
Mhm. Me and Darwin, or just me?
It's something that
Darwin would
encouraged-
speak close to you,
But we're also
but
Okay.
he's also from a very
This is
isolated
working.
community.
Okay. But would people talk like Beck, or do goblins have their own deal going on?
Beck would it'd be more of like an Ohio accent. You
Okay.
speak bog standard Empire.
You speak Ohio.
So we're in an area where a lot of people sound like me.
Once you get to the metropolitan area, actually they sound a little bit more like Beck, but yeah.
But in these areas.
Mine is just, it's talking where you've like filed the edges off of your accent.
Yep.
Yeah, generally, accents aren't particularly noteworthy unless they're like incredibly thick.
At that point, they start to almost become dialects, but that's a whole different bag of worms.
Talking's weird.
Talking is weird. Good job.
Thank you.
It's like the difference between elk and deer. Like,
You okay, Brady?
anyway,
So that's an option. If nothing comes of this tavern.
yes.
We basically have to commit a crime.
Yeah, basically, and I
And
have
not
a
get
few
caught.
ideas of how we could do that with our.
Not
butts
talking
covered.
about it in the open's the first.
Right, yeah. So
We're going
just
to
gonna head
commit a
to the tavern.
crime! So let's try
That
this
will
tavern,
hold.
see what
Yeah.
happens.
Brain power.
Also, I'm not the most subtle. Which is weird considering my skill set.
I mean,
Healthy and not talking ways.
That's true.
that's fair.
So long as things are quiet, you're very stealthy.
Well, if all goes well, I'll hopefully just need you to translate Dave's camp.
That I can do. I'm also really good at making people angry. In like the I'm annoyed at you way.
You know what?
I mean, there is a place for that.
I've noticed that, but with people we don't need to be us to be annoyed at.
That's because I was talking.
Not good at words, Beck.
What you got?
We're on our way to the.
I just mentioned, like, I have a spell healthier. It'll take a day to prepare.
I don't think we need it for the tavern, but it's good to know.
In the future.
It's fast without a trace.
I'm gonna say we are doing enough sneaky stuff. But, like the next day you can prepare that. We just kind of have it
I
prepared
would
for a
recommend
while.
doing that.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tomorrow and just keep it there for a while at least until we're done with both things.
17 sessions later, still fast without a trace prepared. Never casted it.
I didn't know I was supposed to not change out cantrips every
Oh no.
That's
Good.
a Sparky thing.
Fillmore doesn't have cancer.
So yeah, we
Nope,
we
you're a
make our
paladin.
way.
You can get them via feet.
That's true, but it
I'm not
means
gonna waste
using
my
your
feet.
feet.
So you guys go up the ladder.
Look, when you're level 16, you might.
Yeah, my
About to hit level
thaumaturgy-
16.
thaumaturgy
No, I am level
is
16,
very
sorry.
loud.
Yeah.
But hit level 17, which is the biggest thing, my radius gets bigger. Just suddenly just like 30 feet of just
Suddenly, the whole room is now
Suddenly, it's
productive.
just always everything gets to save.
like, yeah.
Gauge your seating. Let me pass me the tissue.
That reminds me, I need to get more boxes of those because I'm down to like 3.
Are those the good ones? Or the ones
Those are
Deluxe
good.
Ultra soft. I hope they're. Wow, that's a lot of ones.
So, you guys make your way up the ladder. You guys are going to the northern eastern part of the city. As you go up, this is your first time up the ladder. Or even on the ladder. You do see signs, by the way, that says the ladder. It is the actual name of this road. as well as the colloquial way of saying it. You wouldn't know you're going up the ladder, you're just going on the ladder, but that's, I don't know. I'll say you've learned about it. Like, it's legitimately a major roadway for everyone who lives in this area.
If he got directions to this tavern, he might have mentioned go up the ladder.
Oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense. So yeah, you guys are going up the ladder. This is the Cantus Ward, as most people know it. Believe it or not, you guys have been in mostly the fancier part of town, always going south and going near Cantus's. That is kind of the people who can't afford to live or don't want to live in the Togoth Ward. The Togoth Ward has a lot of limitations. It's expensive to live there, but you don't have big houses, mostly townhomes and stuff like that. So if you want like an estate or a manor, mostly a manor, there's not really an estate in the city, you live near Cantus, so you have bigger houses there. This is where like everyone else in the city lives. This is a tremendous amount of diversity here, of a lot of people who work at the sawmill in Skid Row live here. People who work in taverns and shops and stuff like that live here. People who are merchants, cafe owners, tavern owners, and stuff like that. Yeah, and this place is lined with cafes, eateries, restaurants, taverns, all along it, all the way up there. It's kind of like High Street around the short north and stuff like that. It is a lot of shop fronting with some apartments above and housing behind, all the way upward. But you do notice that as you keep going further north, the places get older and older, and you're basically going almost backwards in time to the start of Richmond. As you get to the top, you hit the new border of Richmond, which is the northern border, which also is the oldest border. It still has the wooden log wall, but here you can see like this log wall has actually seen action. This is old log. The other ones they weren't new, but they were to match the aesthetic. These are like when they founded the town, they needed a wall, so they built one of logs.
And they haven't changed.
And they've survived. That wall has held. You don't need to go. You can see the gate, but you don't need to go there. You take a right, because you see a marker that basically says this way to the tents. The tents aren't tent buildings. There's like a little, I'm going to say like a little historical plaque that basically says like this is the historical district of Richmond. And it's a small blurb that basically says when the first people who founded Richmond after the Great Flood came back, they lived here in tents, as they were building the town. And over the next couple years, if you are a traveling logger, which is how actually a lot of the business is here, it was only until about just over 100 years ago that people started living permanently here year-round. Normally it was a bunch of migratory workers. You had the sawmills, so in the summer, you came, you worked the sawmill, in the winter everyone left. Like the population dropped by 90%. That changed after they learned they reopened the tin mines. And then you could work in the summer and the winter. Anyway, this is the tents. It's the oldest part of town. There are just older buildings. A lot of them look hardly like made of. Engineering here, these things were meant for like, I want to make it big enough so I don't have to think about it because I don't know exactly how big I need to make it. And so everything is oversized. Like I know this is going to hold it up because I basically made a trunk my main beam and stuff like that. So like there's not a lot of finesse here.
Yeah. That's okay, it works.
It's big, it's heavy, and you're lucky I made it square.
It's one of those things like if you're not certain it's going to stay standing, you make it bigger.
Yep. It's a lot of that. So real thick, heavy, yet oddly small houses. Because it's just, there's a really heavy pieces of wood. It's like, a lot of the places you've gone by are 3 stories tall. It's a really common height here. When you get to the tents, 2 is about as high as it goes. And sometimes like it's a slightly taller 1 story. These are big, heavy beams that just like, we need a roof that goes up and stays there, kind of. But this is the tents. As you go off the ladder is lit. It's one of the main functions of it. Very few roads in Richmond are lit. The Grove Square, Grove Circle is lit. The ladder is lit. Cantus Bridge is lit. And Skid Row Parts of it are lit, but the made part of Skid Row, the actual skid part of Skid Row, isn't lit. Oh, welcome to the tents. It's kind of gloomy, it's dark, the air is heavy with smog. It's 7 p.m., so the sun is now cresting the horizon, if you could see it, because buildings and shit. So the sky is a beautiful pink, as the sun sets behind a plateau, technically?
That's cool.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, behind mountains. Like, no, mountains are to the north. They're over here. Anyway.
It's in the north.
No. East and west. I'll take it.
Oh, there's still jerky in it.
Oh,
Making sure nobody else wanted jerky before I took the rest of the jerky.
I took some. Oh, welcome to the tents. This is the old part of town.
Hard to find a tower.
Okay.
We find like a main road.
There is one major road. It curls. It does like a sweeping thing. You walk down it. This place is a mess of alleyways. It actually resembles kind of like the sluice if it was made of actual, like, good wood.
Actual roads.
But there is one major road that goes through the tents. It does a big-ass U. At the tip of it, right on the corner of the northeastern part, you do see a sign that's lit. It's not on the map.
Okay.
But, wait, is it on the map? I'm pretty sure I did something.
Not on our
Okay.
map, at least.
No.
Okay, see the last... God, your maps have got to be so fucking small.
No, it's just...
This is a U.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And, okay, I made that a little bit too far. Right here, you kind of at the tip of this U, is a building that stands a little bit out from the rest just because it's a little bit bigger, and it's a 3-story building. It looks like it had some effort put into it, but honestly not as much. And it has the telltale sign of a tavern, because it has a sign out front that says tavern. And it has the name on it. It is in fancy lettering, but you can read it as, it's the Patron. Patron.
The
Sure.
patron?
The Patron.
Do they serve tequila though?
It sounds like there's an accent on that O.
Seediness vibe check.
Is this the one that you're given the name for?
Yeah, is this one of the ones I was given the name for? Did he give me the name of the CD tavern? or did
don't go to Sketchy McBad place.
He told you not to go here, and he may have offhandedly said, like the Patron, don't go there.
Gotcha. Cool.
It's like people not to go to Eastern Sawmill.
I do...
But, it's a big place. It is 7 p.m., so it is packed.
It's for dinner.
Oh, okay, it's not packed. It's busy. But...
7 o'clock on a Tuesday.
You
Do you know
understand...
how to eat?
What you have noticed in that in this part of town, people go on groups. If somebody's alone, they're walking fast and not paying attention to anything. They are moving quickly. There's lot fewer shops here. Some shops you've seen are boarded up. This is the old rough part of town.
Let's go in and get some dinner. This is the place, right?
This is also the place to get into a bar fight.
I'll leave that one to you.
Maybe.
Bar fight will happen.
That's true. They won't think Beck can do anything.
No offense.
Should I say?
Yes.
Well,
Damn.
okay.
I mean...
How's one
but
gonna
I
eat
can
dinner
hold
if
it
she's
back.
a squirrel?
Oh,
We're probably gonna be here for a while, so
Hey, you don't have to squirrel yet.
okay.
Going into the tavern, are we not?
yes, but also
Yeah, but
there's
I
a
think
good
we're
chance
going
I'll
under
be
the
there a while.
pretense of eating. Seems like a good reason to scope the place out.
While we're going there under the pretense of eating, we're not going there.
Right.
We do have an ulterior motive.
I can always just
Yeah.
stare.
Okay.
Rolls that one. Guys, I'm fucking
No,
dying.
no, she gets to reroll those.
Gets another that
Oh.
one. I'm
Okay.
still
Rolls
dying.
a
I'll tell you
2.
what. Either way, sounds good enough to me.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
leave it
true.
up to you.
It's kind of your call when you. Okay.
Cool.
But we would.
Gosh, Ron, how many times can you do that?
I'm not sure that a.
Depends if you have short rest.
Going back to the thing, I'm not sure that a tavern brawl would be the solution that.
No, that's not the attention they want. However,
I know.
it's not the worst thing.
But if it...
I was.
Now,
What
if you
the-
start a tavern brawl that the guards have to break up, and then we not.
And then suddenly some monies disappear.
I want to make something perfectly clear. I was joking.
Okay.
Oh no, I took it as a
okay.
serious plan. And
Yeah,
I thought you were.
on the
I thought you
table.
were serious. You sounded serious.
No, we all
I
took it as
wasn't.
the starts of a plan.
No, it is on the table. I'm with you, Gunpowder.
Fuck.
We don't have to start a bar fight.
We don't have to.
I'm
But
a
it's a
paladin.
clown.
I shouldn't
But
be
it's-
starting bar fights.
But
You're
if
the
you-
right kind of
listen,
paladin.
all I'm
That-
Damn it, no.
It's not our intention, but if you hear my voice in your head telling you to start a bar fight, you start a bar fight.
Or my voice in your head, for that matter.
Yes, basically.
Start
What's
a
up?
bar fight. Did you fart at me?
As he takes off his golem, bitch slaps somebody.
The
love the
biggest
idea.
guy in the room.
I challenge you to a bar fight.
That was a. Whose lines? If anyone's like, guys, do you guys want to fight?
No, just
Yes, and.
no. The idea of a formal challenge to a bar. Okay.
The least bar
It's the
fight thing
antithesis
ever.
of a bar fight.
Hey, you want to have a bar fight, dude?
I would imagine.
I'm
Dude,
gonna
let's
take
have a
this
bar fight,
chair
dude.
and searing smite.
Oh,
Imagine being
Jesus.
an avatar when they're in the jail.
Mhm.
It's like, hey, do you know how
Yeah,
to start
it's
a riot?
exactly that.
Yeah. Just pick some dude up.
Riot! Riot!
Riot!
That's exactly what it is.
He just said it once and everyone was like, okay.
Because they were looking for any excuse.
So, we're gonna go in.
We're not going to start anything yet.
We're not gonna start anything
We're going to
yet.
get a table. We'll start with the table.
I didn't mean for this to happen, but I guess it's happening.
Well, no. This doesn't have to be where we make a move.
Like every idea that is brought to the table, Sparky
Is-
immediately thinks, "Is this a valid idea?"
Yeah, no.
Yes.
See, the thing is, Bray, genuinely thought you were being serious with that suggestion.
I was.
So did I.
You did not sound like it was a joking suggestion.
He's like, oh yes.
We go into the tavern.
Yes.
Darwin just goes, yes, let's do it.
Yes.
That sounds like a plan.
Alright,
Picks up
We
both.
look around. Darwin's not there anymore.
The
Oh,
plan,
he's
go
just
inside, start a
screaming.
bar fight.
Another guy gets
Inside.
fucking instantly executed.
honestly, if it's Darwin doing it, it would probably burrow through that guy into the one behind him.
Probably.
Into his next door neighbor.
God, I can't wait until level 20 when Darwin is like looking at people and arrows just explode out of them.
I am going to say Tanner and Darwin. Hear me when I'm talking. No offense, Gunmar, but you look pretty goody. I keep forgetting you have the helmet. Like Sparky says these things before he looks over at you, and then he stops in his tracks.
And then like you're like
Right.
you're like billowing smoke, and you have just
With a
Trying
maroon.
really hard.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you three stay near me.
doing
Kind of
great.
form like a suspicion posse.
I mean, the whole group is going in.
Yes,
Yep.
the whole group is going in. Anyway, I overthink. Fine.
I no longer have the billowing cape on.
Let's get-
Anyway,
let's get something to eat.
Let's get a table. Start
Before we
with
lose
a
our
table.
squirrel.
As you enter, it might be a Tuesday night, but it is a standard night here at the Patron. It is busy, it is loud, it is oddly hot, and you realize there are two fires going that seem to just be always going, and while they are roaring, it seems dim still in here, regardless of how much light these things are giving off, and it turns out it's just because the air is filled with smoke.
Great.
Partly because of like shitty ventilation, but also just everyone.
Everything's on fire.
No, a lot of people are smoking, and there's not a lot of ventilation in here.
Makes it somewhat easier to see.
And everything's on fire.
There is a small.
That's one strategy.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna add that detail. There is a bar in the back. It's manned by one guy, and there's a couple people sitting at it, but most people are at tables. There is a small stage in the corner that looks to me. There is a skinny dude in kind of a jester's outfit who
Grab
has.
Godfrey's bagpipes.
He does seem to be like doing kind of a stand-up gig as best he can. Yet he seems very twitchy.
What's the deal with broom food?
And he also he does have an instrument or two at his side. Was a decent one, I'll give you that. So,
I won't.
Thank you.
it is loud, it is busy. The clientele, they match the terminology seedy. You see a lot of dudes, decently well built, a lot of leathers and stuff like that. Some of them are visibly armed. they look like just people who, like, my job is manual labor, and I take it, like, serious. There are a lot of people here of that sort. Various half-orcs, humans, dwarves, a lot of the bigger races, basically, and everyone seems to be on the bigger side. It's relatively loud. People are talking. Technically, some people are eating, but it's like roasted meats and stuff like that. That seemed to be like just that's what was served that day. And there's also the bar. The barkeeper is a human, looks to be in his older 50s. He's got kind of salt and pepper hair, but modded down, like totally sheared here just on the top, kind of like a cylinder. He's got a handlebar mustache. He's got a sleeveless commoner linen shirt on and a vest. He is in his own right, but just a mango of scars across him. He seems to be polishing a mug, or moving at least the dirt around. And as you enter, the volume drops a little bit as everyone looks at you and just
We don't stop and pay. Just keep walking in.
First
Make no
open-
money.
They immediately just kind of like brush you off and just like, yeah, and go back to their stuff. Go back to, you realize why the jester in the corner was kind of twitchy, and they immediately just go like, push, and throw chicken bones and other things at him.
Ooh, that I can do.
As he's just like trying his darndest.
We sent Darwin over there.
But yeah,
Not
they
the hit, but you're really impressive.
periodically they do seem to be throwing coins, but only because they're heavier.
They're coppers.
They're coppers.
Electrum.
Oh, Gunnar kind of, before he walks
Yes,
in, puts away the holy symbol.
Yeah. But yeah,
That's a dead giveaway.
welcome to the Patron. The ceiling's oddly low. It's like 6.5 feet high.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, no, sorry, that's
that's
really low.
more-
Sorry, like 7.5 feet high.
oh, I was about to say my helmet's kind of.
That's why they all stopped to look at us.
Are there vaulted ceilings, or is it just flat?
It is a flat ceiling with heavy beams. I would say the beams themselves drop down to 7.5, and then they're like 6 inches thick.
Oh, so there are beams.
Yes.
Like there's perches for swarm.
The beams are flush
No,
to the
they're
ceiling.
flush to the
Flush
ceiling.
this thing- Okay.
Yeah.
Do
No.
I see anything around the walls, or?
There's a couple of like old posters and stuff like that. Some pictures that, because of the grime of the place, it's actually hard to like see what they once were. It looks to be a couple old posters for events or festivals from years by. There's a couple of wanted posters, that like line one particular section.
Anyone we know?
No.
Okay.
But there are X's on a few of them.
Cool.
Some of them look rather old.
Okay. We sit down and take a table.
One of them looks suspiciously like a beetle.
No.
No, two of them look suspiciously like beetles.
Huh?
You? You may have to explain
Of the
that to
wanted
me.
posters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
They don't.
Crazy coincidence.
I was
What
going
is
like
first
Darwin.
name?
Yeah, I was getting the Darwin
Another
vibe.
one is Carwin.
Yeah, there's two of them.
Darwin.
There is.
Yeah,
Darwin.
No.
Darwin's is suspiciously like crossed
Darwin's
off.
four. There's an Arwin somewhere else. But here, Barwin and Carwin.
You do find a table. It seemed to be like average seating in the various different round tables around the place. It is a packed place though. It's loud, but you are even sitting at your own table, which you do find one big enough for all 7 of you. You are like elbow and elbow with the guy behind you. Oh, you're
yeah.
like 6.
Finest crush.
You're familiar.
He's
Okay,
more
well, first
pet.
things first.
Gunnar will say nothing throughout this entire thing. That's needed to. It's just going to be all scary.
So there are people around us.
Oh
Yes.
god, yeah. Like
Very.
right on top of us.
What up, Gage?
That makes it.
You are drawing a number of
Stairs.
stairs as
Probably
your bird.
you and you and you.
Damn.
No, they don't. They can't.
I'm
can't
still-
tell
I'm-
that I'm
They can
correct.
tell.
They
Oh,
can
I
well
never,
then.
I never took off my
Hat of disguise.
my shady look.
Yeah. Oh no, I assumed you're still in the shady.
Darwin looks shady by default.
Yeah.
Everyone noticing me?
Tanner looks.
Some are looking at you,
Shady-ish?
but when it doesn't take long for them to click like
I'm assuming
druid.
Tanner looks shady.
A number of them immediately go back to their own business.
There's a. Oh, what is it? It's like, oh, that's a druid. I can mind my own damn business.
Or it's a familiar.
A squirrel.
Oh, I'm sorry. They look at the squirrel. Your squirrel right now.
On top of the
Yeah.
tallest guy.
They were just like, look at that. You're actually not the
Weird pet.
only small, like, rodent pet-like creature. You are probably the best kept one, though. You see other ones on bits of string and some that are just resting on shoulders and stuff. But you actually see, like, other small animals. You are definitely probably the cleanest one.
They all cry out to you in pain.
I've eaten nothing but beef for 15 years.
Beef?
He doesn't carry vegetables.
I mean, for
He doesn't
15
believe in
years,
vegetables.
It must be working pretty good.
Just jacked.
No.
Fucking protein-only diet.
No, it's amazing what animals can survive.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, rodent for 15 years.
I was actually thinking ferret, but okay.
Ferrets are rodents.
And Squirrel just replied back,
Yeah, I guess they are.
I'm sorry.
Save yourself.
Sparky's gonna solo cast message to you. Go ahead and start listening around the tavern. Try to stick underneath tables.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You are.
speaking in your head.
The best part of
But
Wild Shape is that you are still you internally.
Oh, I didn't know if you had to talk in Squirrel.
No.
Squeak.
And
You
you can
are-
reply back in comment.
Yes.
I first get onto the... Is there any food on the
Oh god, yeah. No, this is a dirty ass table. There's crumbs and like an old piece of crust and stuff like that.
You know he's cleaned this table.
my food?
No.
No, you've not ordered food yet.
We have not been approached,
Oh,
nor have
there's
we
a
asked.
small like little bowl that has like looks to be nuts and stuff like that, and your senses tell like these are rotten.
Oh.
These are like old nuts.
These were set out 7 years ago.
You see, like, there are several barbarians and other people around the table just going, oh yeah, like absentmindedly just eating these obviously old stale nuts. Some of them are like peanut shells, and it's just peanut
The shell.
shells.
Yeah.
Just the shell.
Somebody ate the nut a long time ago and left the shell in the bowl.
You have to work to make it this bad.
These poor beer and occasionally they never...
Yeah?
Yeah, no, this is a slightly sticky, disgusting, crumb-filled table.
The floor is gonna
How much room is there, like, underneath your armor? Like, can I just, like, swiggle between your back and the armor?
Probably. Well, not between the armor, but under the cloak.
The cloak is in my bag.
Oh, okay.
If you watch your back, and because it's a good amount of split mail. I want to do skate for some reason. Split mail.
Skateboards.
Yeah.
Splat mail, yeah.
That's part of Ohio, part of Louisiana.
But yeah, no, if you watch your back, you can make enough room for the squirrel to reach through.
It's kind of like...
Really skitter across your back.
You can literally just like go like that, and
Yeah.
just like boom.
You involuntarily arch your back as you feel a squirrel run down it.
Damn it, Terry.
So-
calling Bonnie a Terry.
Terry,
'Cause
not
that's-
Terry.
Terry was from our other main campaign.
He was a squirrel.
Nope,
What?
We were in. Anyway.
it's okay. You're at the table. Within about a minute, a barmaid is coming over. You see her like come across the room.
Gamora finds a fucking table to sit at.
We-
You are at a table.
We're sitting.
Alright, Gamora is currently sitting down at the table.
Barmaid comes over. Looks to be a slightly older human woman, probably in the late 30s. Kind of bundled up hair, but strands everywhere. Messy apron. Hi, what can I get you all?
Drinks?
Gin.
You were about to say
Gin? Anything else?
Another...
Beer.
beer.
No, you don't. Okay.
Sweet.
Was that beer?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
beer.
Beer, okay. Beer, a couple of hot takes and some more beer. Be right back. She heads over to the bar.
We'll let you guys figure out how to.
I will do that once I get some support back from her. I'm hoping maybe she can hear something about.
Okay.
We'll give her 15 minutes or whatever.
Perfectly fine. You get served your beer and stuff like that. The gin you get is you have no concept of otherwise is fine. So
Ignorance, man.
neither of you have tried gin. This is, as far as you know, gin.
Do I have purified food and drink? No, I
It's
don't.
crazy how it's a card
I
game
do.
and a drink.
Fania, can you give me a either
Like-
perception or investigation check, whatever
I'm
you're most proficient in?
concerned.
And your squirrel, do you have keen sense?
Okay.
Do you have
Perception or what? Investigation?
perception or investigation?
It's
But if
good
you have,
Information for later.
Trying to figure out whether or not you have advantage on the roll.
yeah,
Can't
Because keen
figure out
senses
what
give you
color
advantage on
it is.
yeah, hearing and smell. Sometimes eyesight, it tells you specifically.
Right.
Like, no.
I'm sure it smell a beautiful bar.
No.
No.
But
It will
healing
burn.
will.
I don't. There's gotta be a.
I do believe there is.
I see them look up.
Well,
Nope, there's not one person.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think.
We used a rat and
Yeah.
We
climbing
did.
Yeah, the
use
last
a
time
rat.
that I did a scroll was rat with climb speed.
Rats have keen hearing, yeah?
they do. No, well, in smell, keen smell.
Ah.
Some have both, which is why it's.
Yeah, I was gonna say-
Oh no, and you can have it in smell, sight, and hearing, or some combination of.
Yeah.
This actually, I'm probably going to keep it with this. It uses the rat stat block, but you have a climbing speed of 20 feet as well. I will say that your dex is probably a +1 at least. But it actually makes a lot of sense. Squirrels do actually have they care more about smell than hearing, because that's how they find their nut. Or one of the ways.
Fun fact: squirrels' brains get big.
Think harder.
Huh.
The same thing happens in humans, specifically when you take what is known as the knowledge, which is the quiz to become a black cab taxi driver in London. And it is so incredibly hard and requires so much memorization that they have tested, MRI scanned people before and after the years of studying it takes to become it. And the part of their brain that involves memory gets bigger.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, the squirrels have keen smell.
So you smell everything, and it's awful. You had to
Fuck
reroll that.
yeah! Yeah!
It's 22.
Really nice. Okay.
The perception-
Going around,
Use a perceptive score.
You using
Use
perception, you go
focus.
across
Hey,
And she's
like shoulders, tabletops, chairs, and stuff like that. People really don't seem to mind you.
You're just
They-
another rat.
In this case, squirrel. But yes,
I'd also like, I deemed a table to be like not what we're looking for. I would go on like look through their nut bowl to see like make it like I'm trying to find a good nut. And just take them and just like kind of
That
dump
is a
them onto
good
the
nut.
table if they're all bad, which they all are.
they are all bad.
So I
yes.
just like I go to table just like move on to the next one.
Yep. And like you see people just like following you periodically, and you catch a number of conversations. There's a couple of people that are just complaining about work. They seem to be day laborers or something like that. There's actually a couple guild members from the auxiliary guild here that are like barbarian types. They are just strong group. You find basically a small party wondering about like, should we take another contract here soon? Our funds from the last one are running out. A lot of venturers like take a contract and take like a month or two off, because that's how.
And then there's us. Hey, we did one. What's next?
Because you can live a long time on a good
Lose
contract.
all money.
And it's a very nice thing to do later on. They seem to be established at the very least. Other people, you do hear a couple seedy conversations, but like they're not what you're looking for. But with a 22, you get to one of the tables. So everyone here are on the bigger side.
And then this party of mostly small people rolls
And
in.
then you guys.
That's why they're really
Bigger and
scary.
rougher and tumbling.
like
And one of the
They're all
tables,
Denver side.
kind of
Yeah.
close to you guys, but not like next to, but like on your side of the building. It looks like everyone else. All the other like big, muscular people sitting around. But you catch a couple things that are like, it's not quite right. For one thing, there is one person here who is a small individual. They are gnome, sitting at the table. You almost couldn't see them if it wasn't for the fact that you were at that table, because they are flanked by two. In this crowd, look completely normal, but you realize are just really big people. One's a half-orc and one's a human, and they are just big. They seem to be nursing a drink that you get close enough and realize is non-alcoholic. It seems to be water.
Fucking.
The guy in the middle,
That
the
one
little
is
gnome,
boiled.
seems to have like a small shot glass of stuff in a small little bottle.
Straight from the stream.
You also realize that this table doesn't have as much talking going on. When the talking does happen, somebody comes over, some stuff goes off, and then that person who came leaves or someone else leaves. And so it's this hub. And periodically somebody from outside comes in, goes to this table and
That's
leaves.
why it's a tangent.
You don't understand the conversations. You understand them as like, they're speaking common. But it's nonsense. It's like the cuckoo nest comes periodically. And she's like, well,
So
how's the
what
mountainside?
generates the multi-class
And it
into
goes
Druid.
like, we haven't seen our man from Yonkers. And stuff like that. And just like, nothing makes sense. Nothing is beating between them.
It's just non sequitur after non sequitur.
Yep. So at this table, there are the two big guys, like abnormally big guys, the gnome in the middle, and then just other bodies around, anywhere between 4 and 5 other bodies. You realize, like, this is a suspicious table. And then you make it back to your table. One other fun thing, when you were going through all the nuts, most of the tables after you were done took those nuts and just, like, threw them on the ground because they trusted your instinct. A couple of them goes like, that's a stingy rat, and just kept eating them. Just like, you don't know what you're talking about, these are fine.
Next day, oh.
I like the idea that a squirrel gets on their table, goes through all their nuts, and they're like,
A squirrel
Thank
looks
you,
at the nut
squirrel.
and says no.
thank you.
A couple of the guys just going like, told you they're terrible.
I'm telling you, they're bad.
Even the fucking rodent doesn't want them.
Some drunk table, like really drunk table, like sees a squirrel come up and they go, ah!
It's like,
They're counting how many times something
Go,
comes on
go,
the
go,
table.
go,
the
go!
person that says stingy rat just takes a handful of shells.
Just pistachio
At
shells.
least one
Oh.
table tries to give you a drink.
Sorry.
Okay, good.
But yeah,
I
you
sneeze
learn.
into it. I give it a sniff and then sneeze.
I'll tell you right now, it does not deter them. It just, that was adorable.
And thus COVID was born.
Yes, inspiration.
Oh yeah!
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Inspiration.
I'm making it back to the table.
Okay.
The nuts are on our table because I also went through our nuts.
Okay.
Oh yeah. We-
Before you left, I was like,
I don't think those
Okay.
are good. I
get
think
back on
Bonnie
the
was trying to
table.
tell us
I
something.
get back on the table. I arrange those nuts to be the tables.
Ah.
Point to one here, and I point to the one that's suspicious.
Easily done. Yeah, no. That's awesome.
Brilliant.
I would give you inspiration for that if
Yeah.
you didn't just get it.
Yeah.
But no, that is a fucking great
Erase it
idea.
and giving it back to yourself.
But yeah, the nuts
is
are
it
set out
easily
and like
interpretable?
yeah, no,
Cool.
like because there's different nuts and like this is us. We're the acorn. Why is that an acorn? It's like it's a nut.
Because I'm a squirrel.
By the way,
It's like
acorns you
acorns.
can eat, but like don't. Especially if they're not roasted, which this one obviously isn't.
Yeah, they went outside and got a bunch of nuts and put them on tables.
Oh man, that's too fresh for them.
No, this was months ago.
No, someone had that idea back in March.
Yeah. These are still the March
But yeah,
nuts.
like-
1835?
It's 1853.
1853. They got it in 1835.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, no, but yeah, using the different nuts of like, okay, we're here. There's this one, and this one. You like, it takes you but a moment to realize like, oh, these are the tables.
She's brilliant. We
Smart.
should keep her.
I'm not dumb.
um,
What's
Or they're
intelligence or wisdom? Which
they're
one's more
off the cliff.
smart?
Intelligence is like
bookmarks.
book smarts.
I'm
No one heard
15.
that.
Wow, you're actually one of the
15
smartest in the.
intelligence? You are the
Oh,
smartest.
I actually
in the
knew
party.
this. Yeah, you're instant.
No, you're the smartest person in the party.
That's
And then
Um,
me-
Not bad.
Also,
No,
the
15's
least
really
street
good.
smart person in the
That's
party.
what-
That was pretty much me when I realized that Gorod was one of the smartest people in the party. I was like, smartest? Fuck.
I have 15
The
and
good
then
thing
18
is,
wisdom.
though, like,
Nice.
you picked an Eldritch Knight, which is an ink fighter.
It was also my first
Did
character.
you
First
when you leveled up? Did you give yourself like a +2 stat and a feat? A +2 to one of your stats?
I think the feat that I got was like the shared luck, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
And then I think the +2 was that to wisdom.
Oh, okay. I did not know you were so like well bounded.
Oh, I have a 9 strength, and I think my weapons use.
True, but
That's
normally
what
you are
Shillelagh
bad.
is.
That's what Shillelagh's for.
Yep, yep. It's actually Shillelagh is here on my weapons for some reason.
Oh,
Oh,
it does.
That's
Yeah.
because it changes the damage die. It procs off your charisma instead of your.
Anyway,
It's
Wisdom.
funny seeing the
Wisdom.
+1 to everything and then the +6. Which I forgot I have a snake. Sorry.
That's also a,
giant python.
it's a stat.
right now it's a stick.
Yes.
Right now it's a squirrel.
Right now
oh,
it's
yeah,
a
it's Matthew
squirrel.
Melora. God, that was a fucking
I
lot.
thought like I meant like it's like oh he's gonna use the snake to find out stuff and just like how it's a
It's a snake.
giant snake.
Well, you find out who hates snakes.
Did you find out anything?
Just that fucking paladin of
I
Melora
don't
on
speak
your
snake.
Dragonborn robe. I wonder if
Darwin
we're gonna get
does.
to them at one point.
Darwin can cast
great.
speak with animals anytime.
Well, he can cast it. I don't think it's any time.
I don't think it's any time, but he.
It eats a slot, but you can cast it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Um,
so something interesting about that table.
And I just
They have
Hearing.
ears. No.
We don't hear very well.
This is conversation.
You need to try to eavesdrop on that table.
Okay,
Oh,
gotcha.
okay.
Oh, I need to try to eavesdrop on that table.
The squirrel just going like pat, pat, scratch, pat, 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 scratch.
You ever talk about my mother like that again?
I was about to make that same joke, but Gunmar does not understand Steve Kent. I don't know the words that came out. Anyway.
Bonnie doesn't know what
Yes.
she said. She didn't say anything.
If you don't know Thieves Camp, it's just tapping?
Yeah, it's just
You
tapping.
can't accidentally do a Thieves Camp. can
No.
Not really. No. It's
You could mimic the
It's a
thieves' camp.
very low chance, but not zero.
That's true.
I love the idea of like, no, it's technically Thieves Camp, but it's the Thieves Camp equivalent of like waffle stop sign hello.
Cardorfo can.
I like to think that there's a party out there and everyone's just pretending to be a different kind of rogue, but no one's a rogue.
You can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How far away is the table?
Cast sneak
It's
attack.
that-
It's about. It's the width of 2 tables away.
Like mechanically, no one is a rogue. But
Okay,
everyone
so
plays
it-
as.
It's technically
basically
nearby,
like
but that's
spies and
enough space
assassins
for
and
like
infiltrators.
voices.
There's
to
a
there,
mess
so-
of people in between us.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
Okay.
between you guys.
Is there a table close?
I mean, there are quick tables next to it. They're just all busy.
What?
Just saw Nikki come out of your neighbor's
Hate when he does
He likes
that.
the neighbor's garage. He typically goes over there when we're here.
I could try to sneak close enough to hear them.
I feel like we could just.
You, Roger?
Well, then they're just gonna clamp up. We're not gonna get anything. You can't like turn me into a squirrel, can you?
No.
Okay, figured I'd ask what
What?
our magical options were.
Oh, what are?
No, I'm just scratching my back. I don't have like.
If
Yes, me.
What are our
Tanner.
magical options?
it's in my bag of holding.
No.
No.
Okay.
I also couldn't leave your bag of holding while you were a squirrel.
If I were to put Tanner on my back,
No.
No.
I would just become part of you. I would not hear anything.
No, you wouldn't become part of anything. You would suddenly land on a squirrel. And then, like, that'd be 1 damage, and you'd come back.
I think the squirrel would land on me, thank you.
It depends on if you were on the back or not.
Depends which way Vanya leans when she wild shapes.
Yeah, there's nothing I can really do.
Or
I'll tell you what. We've been waiting for our food for a while. Why don't you go check on our food?
I can do that. I go to check on the food.
well, we're gonna go check on the food. They had pretty constant people coming in.
Relatively quick. Like, you were the one for like 15 minutes, but you stayed at that one for like 5. At that time, like 2 people came and went. Maybe 3.
Was it just like people delivering food and stuff, or was it people
No, it
coming
was
to speak to
It
them
was
It was
outside?
coming
coming
in
to-
the building.
Gotcha.
Someone ordered.
Mostly it was people coming into the building, yes. And like those same people left again. One
it.
time somebody came, sat down, said something, and another person left.
Yes, I'm going to look for our food sneakily as near their table as possible.
Okay, what you're trying to do is just nonchalantly
I'm
look away.
eavesdropping.
Yeah,
Can I just keep a lookout for them into that table?
yeah, perfectly fine. And that's easy enough to do, especially on his shoulder.
Squirrel.
Yep. I will say that like I get you like what you're doing, opposite direction of the kitchen. It's kind of in the back corner-ish, and the kitchen is up front. But I know what you're doing. You're nonchalantly trying to just go in that direction
Well, yeah.
without drawing.
I'm not
attention.
actually aiming for the kitchen.
Actually,
The alley outside.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to pass the door.
I mean, yeah, to get
Sorry,
out.
the table.
Not really, because like there's like one column kind of in, and then you just swim.
I'm
through it.
eavesdropping.
Yeah, I know what you're doing, but like, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're just doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Gunmar,
my lie doesn't have to be good.
like Dreadhelm eyes are like actually just instead of maroon, they're like a deep green. That inevitably when the boss fight starts, because it's
Of
changed.
course.
Like robot
'cause
style.
Oh.
Every so
Gunmar
often
is
you
a
see
entire thing
Gunmar
is-
reaching under the back of his helmet, just go.
Before I get up,
Mm-hmm.
I have some options.
Okay.
One, do you want me to be... Who do you want... Right now I'm talking to Scorpion back.
Wait, you can change it.
Sort of, I think.
The best combo right now would be me and Bonnie.
Would I be able to respond back? In my...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Then I could tell you what they're saying.
Yes, but...
It would be of a
Thieves' Cant is weird.
It's a double delay thing. When you speak in Thieves' Cant, you technically speak at functionally 1/3 or half speed to get the information across. And then with message, Well, okay, no, you're talking about.
It would be a different thing.
Then never mind. No, you could pull that off. If
We could
you
pull
were
that
doing
off?
with message is 6 seconds at a time and short, and
This
you would
thing
actually,
is whenever.
yeah,
This is
you
basically
could-
like a free action.
it would be difficult, but yeah, you could pull that off.
We could try that. That could be our first go.
Yeah, let's try that.
Other option is
It
I
takes
could,
4 times longer to convey a switch a message.
That's even longer than I thought. I thought like 1/3 was a long time.
No,
yeah.
because
I could try to look
'cause
like someone
typic-
else. The problem is I'm shorter than
Mhm.
everyone
Because
else
typically
here.
the way that Thieves' Can is done is
No.
like.
What was that?
I know.
I could try to look like someone else, but I'm wrong sass.
Let's.
Kind of like what you do with your hat.
Right. Because I'm.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Let's try the squirrel
I
plan.
could be a really short dwarf.
Let's play a squirrel plan first. I feel like that
Alright.
has a decent chance of working.
I will switch to Vanya and Sparky.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, I can hear you.
Cool.
Vanya, can you hear me?
What?
You
Hello?
Can, you can answer.
Hello?
Ouch.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
Yep.
squeak.
Michael, panic!
No, Sparky panicked, and Sparky overtook Michael.
Sparky can't hear Vanya. No.
Is this the accent? I can't really tell much of a difference.
Sure.
You
I
sound
can
around the
hear
same to
you.
me. Cool.
I can hear Sparky.
Hi, Sparky.
You can't hear each other.
Bye, Sparky.
But you can both hear me.
Okay.
Hi, Tanner.
Tell Vanya.
I had an idea. I can go over
didn't
to the
see- what
table
kind
and
of-
tell you what they're saying.
Was that a 2?
Yeah. It's just-
God, you do this at all.
You can't, I can.
I could read it, but I also have
Which is
screen
a shame, 'cause the
reading
other
hard
one
to
was a
read
6.
die.
That's a 3.
A 3.
How did that wind up in the dice
I
tray?
don't know.
So,
very
It
long
was
like
destined
this.
to land on
you want to
that
go to the
three.
other table?
I don't have long.
Why? Michael did.
I don't have long.
Okay.
Not
Vanya,
too
go.
close. Like around.
Sorry, I
table.
can't open my
Tables
mouth
around
all the
it.
way,
Yeah.
which is really difficult.
I can
Um,
go to the table to not arouse suspicion, so I would go to all the tables, but mostly sticking to the table.
because of the way the round tables all kind of hunching together, and they weren't talking too loudly, but they were talking to each other, it's difficult to hear the other. It's not impossible, but it's difficult to hear their conversations when you're on another table. So you can do that, but the roll is going to be harder.
Okay.
That being said, you can also try to just be on that table, or near that
Like,
table,
pretend you found a good nut.
Or under the table.
or under the table.
Just suck it up and eat the fucking
Oh,
rancid
no.
nuts.
You can find
Vanya knows this exceptionally.
you can also just basically do a kind of it'd be a roll of like nonchalance.
You're a squirrel, maybe you forgot.
That's
Oh,
how a lot of trees come to fruition.
You could do
Squirrels feed with
deception or
inverted nuts.
performance. Which I think are the same for you, but
Can you guidance yourself? You can't do that as a squirrel.
Bardic
Not
inspiration.
until much later.
Yeah, they're the same.
Sorcery point?
Try wild magic.
Yeah, my special thing only works for me. I can't give it to other people.
11. Worth an inspiration.
Yes.
Yes.
You'll get
Yes.
another one.
You'll get
But if
another
I
one.
get it lower.
You literally almost.
you
got
can
two
keep
in
the
a row.
highest. You keep highest.
Inspiration gives you advantage in this one. It's not like how Pathfinder replaces it.
You can reroll that.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Oh
11.
my god.
You go over and you don't rouse dissuspicion, but as you enter the table, you're there for like 15-20 seconds when one of the big guys, the guy to the left of the gnome, like looks at you and just, he doesn't do it violently, but he like lifts his hands up and just like, go, leave.
And then just
I scoot off the table.
He literally just kind of like he doesn't do it violently,
It's like-
but it's like off.
Like, get
Oh, no,
off,
go.
squirrel.
Yeah. You're someone else's pet. You're not my problem.
Like-
Which means you're just not on the table anymore.
I still hang out like around the bottom of the chairs and under the table.
Mhm.
Yeah, like you're looking through all
peeling
this
your
stuff on
feet
the
off with
ground.
every step.
Yeah.
I will say it is. Being on the table requires no check. Being under the table requires a check. Being on another person's table requires a hard check.
What? Perception.
This would be a perception check.
What
Yeah, I don't have
Vanya should be
inspiration.
good at.
It's true. Yeah, there you go.
22 again.
Nice. Yeah, with
Got it.
that,
And that was a mosquito. Yeah.
Nice.
with that,
Close
you.
the window time. Just come in.
Mosquito
Oh, yeah,
number
that's fine.
2.
Scared.
Rondo cries.
But yeah, with a 22, easily, by hanging out kind of near the guy, the gnome guy, and him, he seems to be the one who gets talked to and the one who is talking back. You do get a bunch of, once again, non sequiturs. With a 22, you hear them all perfectly clearly.
But this time I get to transmit.
Yep, you were basically just repeating in your head, and you are getting them.
Okay, cool.
You listen.
For walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
You planted a bug or a squirrel.
I did.
too.
I planted a squirrel. Next time, we'll have Darwin plant a bug.
The squirrel's
Yes.
been planted.
Squirrel
Squirrel
is in position.
defused.
The squirrel is in position.
No, it takes a couple minutes for you to like really get on with stuff like that. Let's see. What do you hear? You hear a couple things.
It's just nonsense.
Sure. They were actually just speaking
crazy.
up.
The gnome actually just has schizophrenia.
These are his caretakers.
They're all incredibly drunk. They're each having their own individual conversations.
That's why none of it made sense. We understand now.
No, you immediately recognize Thief Scan.
Yep.
You realize while it would take like 4 times as long to do a long conversation, they're having short conversations and just conveying very small bits of information. You immediately hear a couple things of functionally north side is paid up, south side is
paid up?
yeah, like north side's paid up, south side's paid up. It takes a couple minutes and like they're very very quick. So like you hear basically a couple confirmations like that's paid, this is paid. I would go a couple minutes and a long one comes in and they actually sit for a couple minutes. And you hear functionally a conversation back and forth that goes, our next shipment will be a little late. The gnome when we spies, like, in a way that basically conveys why is dangerous or not. And it conveys not dangerous, just delayed, travel troubles. 2 days. The gnome goes, let the warehouse know, and then come back to me. After that, a couple more people come in saying that this, 2 more times saying that basically parts of the city have been paid. One guy comes in and says, well, it seems to be a thieves' camp term for the sluice, behind 2 days.
Okay. Unsurprising, it's the sleuths.
One other long conversation comes in. This is over about a 20-minute period.
Is it about a weird group of people who have been asking about Roger?
Honestly, news travels fast, but not that fast.
Okay.
You literally just came from him, and Post doesn't seem to get out much.
It's fair.
Post walks in. It's like, hey, we're asking.
It was them, right there.
Walks in,
in,
just like,
sees us,
motherfucker.
How'd you do this?
fucking Spider-Man meme.
Oh. Another long one comes
You
in.
really quickly turn into Post.
And
I also turn into Post. We have 3 posts.
this one's a little different. So everyone who's come in so far looks, they look on the same vein, thuggy, like underseedy types. Periodically, maybe a slightly thinner person that looks like maybe specializes in quieter work, but still just as like sleazy. Comes in, huh?
Charger, sorry.
Oh,
There's one back here.
I have one.
Oh, is there? Fuck, never mind.
where's my charger?
It's
Back
probably
there.
this one over here.
That is my charger.
I don't think I ever unplugged it the last time I used it. I
Oh.
apologize. I'm
Oh.
going to do so again today.
But yeah, the second long one you hear, the guy who comes in is different. Everyone else has somehow, while appearing completely normal, slinked in. Like, even though like this is a public establishment, it's like they always snuck in. Like just like it's a second habit. It's what they normally do.
Don't worry, Tanner. I'll stop walking like that.
The next one of the guys who comes in, this guy seems to be. He's kind of tall. He's about 5'10". He seems gaunter. He's got black, short cropped hair, and he's wearing kind of long cloak that seems to be in shades of blacks and grays. That they appear almost more like vestments or like traveling robes.
Got it. Servant of.
No.
No.
He like walks immediately in, and the herds that do turn, that like look at him, immediately turn away. That individual walks towards the table with the gnome and sits down, and he starts having a conversation in a language. What languages do you know?
It wouldn't matter, whatever Vanya knows,
Oh,
right?
what languages do you know?
Common, Druidic, Elvish, Halfling.
Because if she doesn't know it, I'm not gonna get anything.
True.
Yeah.
You can try to approximate to what you're hearing.
You could try to just recite whatever you're hearing.
Not necessary. You know the language.
Oh shit.
Oh.
You, I think, are the only one at this table that knows.
Elvish! Yeah! Elvish!
Yes! So you just translate it to Tanner.
He is speaking Elvish to the other, to looks to be the gnome.
Huh.
I let Tanner know that it's an Elvish before.
The gnome is not talking back. He seems to be able to understand, but he is not talking back. The man speaks to him, and he seems to speak plainly because he doesn't believe anybody else can understand him.
Yeah.
Except for this squirrel on the ground looking at this nut.
Good nut.
No, it's not.
He speaks in like a hollowish, gauntish voice of like.
Sounds a little like Post.
Yeah, but Post is like super sleazy, and this guy is just like he's not.
It's sleazy at a Post.
Me?
Yeah.
I super got sleazy.
Thank you.
I got sleazy and a fucking creep.
I got
Yeah.
Yeah.
creep. I hard got creep. I didn't get sleazy.
Creep is sleazy.
It's with more grease.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So I'm just pretend you're the gnome. Our guests here been taken care of well by your people. Sorry, yeah, let me actually like raise the volume.
Yeah, you don't need to actually whisper.
Yeah. Our guest here has been taken care of well by your people. You have been progressing well. We thank you for your quick adjustment to our needs and your eager adoption of our ways. We hope to make this organization more fruitful in the next coming time. To business, we expect the arrival of the item each time. There we can continue progressing where we left off. See you, brother.
Call each other brother.
Brother.
He is speaking in Elvish. You do recognize it as you speak in Elvish that is a very normal Elvish, like a day-to-day Elvish. He was speaking in a very formal Elvish, this is someone who has been taught Elvish. You can just pick that up, as someone who naturally speaks it.
Like you can kind of tell native English. Right?
Yeah.
This is a person who has been taught it
This
and
is Elvish as a second language.
Good, Bob. It's
Maybe
D&D.
the fifth, you know?
Yeah, but that doesn't fit with the ESL.
Everyone
joke.
at this table is a polyglot, which is awesome.
Polygon?
Like someone who knows more than one language.
Most D&D characters are.
That was a Pokemon.
That's Porygon.
That's Porygon.
Damn.
Causes seizures in small children.
True.
But yeah, you lucked the fuck out.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you lucked out. You sent over the squirrel that knows the single language that no one else here
As
currently knows.
opposed to all of our other squirrels.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the squirrel part
Our
was.
only squirrel.
Well, like,
all big squirrels.
only 2 people at this table knew Elvish and 1 left.
Yeah.
You said just like
Elvish is not a common language in my
No,
world. It's
no,
a
I know.
thing, but
no, just like all the squirrels thing. I just imagine like the camera packs up,
Pans.
hands back over,
There's just
and
squirrels
like
on our table.
there's just like writhing underneath Beck's shirt.
This entire time we didn't know Beck's just been hoarding
No,
squirrels.
Beck is just squirrels in a trench coat.
No, I have
Like
a bunch of
80
squirrels that found a
squirrels.
goblin head.
Ah!
Darwin is filled with.
You notice now that his
It's
mouth
filled with
never
squirrels.
moves when he talks.
I'm Feather all the way through.
Feather,
No,
bug,
SOB.
squirrel. What are the rest of us?
Anywhere you try to push your hand and you just come
Deceit.
out the other side.
but it's so
Wow,
soft all the way through.
And high five deception.
It's like a down pillow.
Oh man, fuck down
Like,
pillows.
Throwing you into a sack would turn you into a
I am
pillow.
super allergic to that.
I know.
Yeah. Down. But yeah, you guys got some hella information.
I'm gonna say.
They don't know who
Tanner.
Roger is.
I give the short
This
version
side of the
to
beam. Go back to that.
Sparky.
Mhm.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm I'm the only one inferring this, but it sounds like
Yeah.
this group actually.
It certainly sounds that way.
I'm in perfect
Yeah, go for it.
I think we should take the plunge and ask him if he knows Robert.
I
No.
I can't hear this conversation.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay.
That person's leaving.
He left. Yeah, he quickly came in. He basically said like, "Thank you for being as good as you are. An item is coming," and left.
Can I try?
Did he give a date for when the item is arriving? Next
A week.
within the
Within a
week or
week.
so? Within the week or in a week?
In a week.
In a week.
Can I try to stealthily follow him?
Oh sure. Give me a stealth check.
Once he's gone, I would like to know. Like once creepy guy is out of the bar.
21.
Nice.
Probably
Within
rolling
minutes.
well.
Okay.
So yeah, yes, but I'm going to quickly do this.
I just
but-
don't want to talk to the group before creepy guy's out of here.
Oh, that's fine. That's easily done. Because he comes on, he sits for a couple minutes and speaks, but he's not a thieves' can. He just has in another language, so his is
Yeah.
quick.
Okay. Alright, so basically,
Oh,
Yeah, no.
I let Tano know I'm gonna follow the person.
don't get caught.
I try.
Let me know if you do.
As you exit, it's about.
Lonnie's gonna follow him.
Okay.
Basically, that creepy guy in the black robes. Part
We'll get
of
to you in a second.
The new management of the campus.
Right. Yeah, sorry. No, I realized that
I'm just
after I
staring
said
directly
right.
at you.
Yeah.
That table that Lonnie was just at is probably part of the old. They were talking about payments for parts of town, normal shady criminal stuff. But the way this new guy talked, it seems that they're working towards something bigger than usual. They have some sort of item arriving in next week. Didn't give any more information on that, but Lonnie's gonna try to follow him and see what's up.
It was also something like days, wasn't it?
That was something else.
That was another person
That
who
wa-
came in
That-
who
that
was.
That was travel troubles.
The some shipment of theirs has been delayed by 2 days, so we could offer to solve that problem.
But if it's 2 days out, that's like 20 miles down potentially.
Also, you can't hear it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
talking
okay.
to everyone.
To the whole
Quietly, but I'm
Yeah.
talking to
Yeah.
everyone.
Actually, easily done. It's rowdy in here, so as long as you keep it quiet. You realize this, that, like, if you were at those other tables, it would have been hard to hear.
That's a good idea. I think we should also wait.
Yeah, no, we should definitely wait for Vanya. Catching everyone up real
Right.
quick. Vanya's gonna let me know if she's in trouble. Hopefully they don't go too far away, but
Alright, Vanya. By the way, this. Oh,
Sorry, I'm trying to just keep to the edge of the path, like underneath things.
be
if I
a
can.
squirrel.
Mostly following the feet, not really going towards the head.
Tell her to
so,
try to stay in
to
range.
keep up, you functionally actually have to dash. Because as a squirrel, you're very nimble, but you can only go 20 feet at a time and then go 30.
Rats got 30-foot move speed.
Oh, they have 20-foot move speed.
Yep.
Huh.
I have it up right in front of me.
But squirrels are speed.
I mean, it's fine. They're small.
You can dash.
Yep. So you want like
That's why
rushing
it's
to
not
keep
that they're
up?
slow,
Yeah.
it's that they have to
Climb up, 'cause
cover
this
more
area is just only
ground.
2 stories high.
Oh no, yeah, there's easily tons of climbing there. The person is going in very much a straight line, sticking to the main roads.
Vanya, you only have a mile to still talk to me.
Anyway, this whole the whole talking and listening bit and conversation took about 30 minutes in total.
Okay.
So it's roughly 7:45, closer to 8. As you exit and following this person, they don't seem to have noticed you. They are moving along, and they have gone down the main twisty road of the.
Yes.
Thank you. I kept wanting to see the lanterns.
That's a different suburb.
It probably is. It's a nice one.
The
You.
heights,
It's very lit up.
the common.
Well, lanterns at Cantus.
Did he, the weird
Hillboy
shady figure,
Kansas.
could we tell it was an elf, or did we not know?
Oh, the race it presented was human.
Oh, okay.
Just gaunt.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to
Color.
figure out a better way to
The
refer to it in the notes other than
luxury
shady robe
apartments.
guy.
Nah, guys.
Human shady robe guy.
Great.
You didn't get his name or anything.
No, that's fair.
I mean, we know he's not Elven because it's not his first language. Which, if he was Elven, that would likely be the place. For an Elven. You know.
You follow him. You're keeping pace. Having to dash a little bit, but you don't have to use like your full movements. You're easily keeping pace. He really seems to be preoccupied and not noticing you nor kind of anything.
21 stuff, that's pretty good.
You got a high roll and he got a low one.
And you're a squirrel.
So yeah,
Do I see other squirrels along my path?
no, they are
See
not
rats?
active at this. You see other animals, yes. You see rats and other things, but they kind of bear you no mind.
You turn into a rat. It's strangely not much different.
I wonder
How long
why.
has it been
You can't
since we
climb.
first got into the bar?
Weird.
It's
Rats
been
can
about
totally
45
fly.
minutes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I would say that he is dedicated and going in kind of in a straight line. You hit that 1 mile mark relatively quickly. You hit it within... What's a decent walking pace for a mile? It's like 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Like
A
two-
mile and 2
Oh, sorry,
minutes.
that's sprinting. Like a 10-minute mile?
Yeah.
Is that...
A 10
That's
minute
my
miles-
running.
No, that's 10-minute mile is running.
10-minute
Okay.
mile is running.
30-minute mile.
30-minute mile is about right.
Because, human walking speed is 2 or 3 miles an hour.
You're right. God, I should have done the math in my
So,
head.
it's
Never mind.
20, 30
You have
minutes.
way more time to hit the mile point, but he just keeps going. 15 minutes passed, 20 minutes passed, and you are now at the
Brink.
yeah, you're at the edge of the ladder. He moves to start going down the ladder, so he crosses the street and starts going down. At this point, you are coming up right around the 30-minute mark on the mile, as necessary.
Quickly let Tanner know. He's going down the road to see where he goes, or should I come back?
Going down the ladder, who's a fair distance away. We want to just leave and keep within a mile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell her to keep going. We'll follow.
Tanner, you might be able to be the halfway point.
I feel like the whole party should be near Barney.
We're going to stick within a mile of you, but keep following him.
Will do. I'll update with locations.
We presumably pay for our food. Or drinks.
It depends how fast you want to leave. You can just throw money on the table.
Gold on the
I
table.
gold on the table and we're out.
Cool.
I would like to clock the Cantus crew people. Just quick, glance over. That's who they are. Commit them.
It's a hard thing to do. They are purposely obscuring the main person.
That's fair, but I want any details possible.
Give me a perception check.
14.
He is a gnome surrounded by very big people, and they seem to have built this system where he is hard to get a good view of.
I will try to bolster my roll.
Go ahead.
20.
Doesn't work too well.
I don't want to flavor this. You did succeed.
Okay.
What are you doing?
The
Stop.
bracelets are fighting.
I don't
The
know.
bracelets are
They
ready.
got stuck.
They got stuff.
As you were looking at them, it wasn't making a lot of sense. And okay, now this will work. You suddenly notice a residence that is kind of always at the edge of the vision, and you just kind of will it at one point to just go closer to your actual vision, and all of a sudden it's like it bends the light as though through a refractory, and his image that would have gone past you, as though if you were standing over there, just turns, and you get actually a good view of him for a split second.
Great.
He is a gnome. Looks to be kind of thin. Looks a little bit like a clerk, like a cheap suit, but not well tailored per se, but kept clean and brisk.
Cleaned and pressed
Yep.
and
But what gives away this is definitely his face. He's got just the mug of a thug. Just kind of swollen in places. You can easily
His nose
tell
has
his
definitely been broken before.
couple
Yeah.
times, even possibly around his eyes, and this was a brawler at some point.
I would know this man if I found him again.
You have a decent chance of being able to at least pinpoint him.
Because
Maybe not at distance, but you could, if you were sitting at a table with him, you could say that's that guy.
Yeah.
it's this is gnome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't imagine there's too many gnomes around town that have just.
Cauliflower face.
Mm. Oh, he's wearing a kind of he's wearing a hat. They want to give him. I'm super torn between bowler and kind of Newsy's hat.
Think about it, get back to me.
Yeah, but he is wearing a hat.
I would think bowler. I would think bowler.
I was thinking bowler. I was just thinking
Well,
maybe
he's
it's too
trying
cliche.
to be more presentable than he is. Than blur.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's incredibly relevant.
It's super relevant.
It is relevant. I just didn't say.
But yes,
it's not
I'll say
incredibly
you got a clock on him. You want to be. I don't think you could see it at distance, but if you were in the room with him or talking to him, you could pinpoint. I've seen that guy before.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I wanted, to be able to recognize
Then
it.
you guys rush out, leaving gold on the table. Call it 3 gold for all of you,
Sure.
because you weren't like being careful.
Are you doing it, or am I doing it?
I was just gonna do 3 gold for all of us,
3 gold
Yes.
for everyone.
or 3 gold each.
Oh God, no! Like
Everyone.
everyone. If you
Well, I'll
want,
do it.
Okay.
Alright.
So Tanner just books it, Sparky takes care of the tab.
it's either 3 or everyone put down a gold piece and just walks out, because that
Three
will
is
cover
cheaper.
all of you easily. So you are still making pace really well. You guys rush to keep up, but because
Us going hustling a bit will outpace.
yeah, you guys are going 60. That person is not dashing; they're going at a leisurely pace.
We rush a little bit to make sure that we keep the mile, but then we go back to a regular pace.
Yeah. All right. You guys are still technically in the tents as you are walking down the ladder. This continues on for the next like 30 minutes. You make it the rest of the way down the ladder. You guys are basically at the top a little bit further down.
We do want to try to get closer, so it's not a full mile between.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I was thinking like half mile maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
2 hours, so I have about
Okay.
half an hour.
You have
More
about
than
45
half an hour,
minutes left.
yeah. Yeah, about 45 minutes.
And by the way, you can blow a wild shape while in wild shape to increase that.
I don't have a second.
Oh, never mind. Oh, because you blew it because
We've
of.
been rolling wild shapes today.
Well, she got a long rest. Not a long rest, a short rest. But the tavern before this.
I also only have this up for 2 hours. We've gone
Let me do
through
distance in my head real
almost
quick.
an hour.
We're in a popular area. I could turn.
Let me look at the. Sorry, let me look at the map. Maybe I might have actually. Okay, no.
The way you've described it, it has not been anywhere near 2 hours since. Like,
Oh
we
no.
started
Your time has been
so-
fine.
Okay.
You never. He didn't go to the bottom of the ladder. He goes to about. It's gonna be easy. That one. It's not. It's a little over halfway.
Okay.
To right, and goes into this section.
But I know that road.
I've
If
not.
there's a
There's
sign, she
sign.
can read it.
There's definitely a sign. It has a name. I don't know what it is.
Fern Gully,
It's
And
not
I-
for going.
I let them know like he down.
Steverson Road.
Oh, this is. I think I'm gonna. Let's go to trees. It's Mapleville.
Going down Maple Road. Right turn. Going down.
We're taking a rat down Maple.
You follow Maple. I'm gonna say you.
This guy knew it was being followed by a squirrel the whole time.
I'm gonna say like you. This will happen within 2 hours, so I'm gonna start giving time. But you will have plenty of wild shape and psychic stuff to be able to do this. So heads down Maple, switches over to Bruce, Bruce, and then jumps onto Oak. Oak is this big long one.
Okay.
Of course it is.
Jumps over here to Willow. And at the end of Willow, he goes into. Oh, this is easy. You know the place with the busted door and all that, the one you
Yeah.
found in the southern part? It's another kind of like that, like a forgotten entrance.
Yeah.
That now you know is possibly on purpose, but at the very least, this is another one. There's a hollow in these houses, but this was to be more middle class, 3-story houses and stuff like that. It's very residential. Something you've not seen before, because you're actually on the river, is periodically you see boats along the river. You know this river is usually flooded with trees. These boats are able to go kind of like dip the trees and people. The point is, you can ferry across. So all the bridges are south of here, so they can't build bridges here, because otherwise the trees get stuck.
Yeah.
So to get across this way, and this is how a lot of people actually do it, there's these like independent ferry boats that charge like you can see a couple signs. Yeah, they charge like 1 or 2 coppers to get you across for the day, and they make it just on volume. It'd be like taking the Lincoln Tunnel into New York. Yeah, he finds this little place in between a couple buildings that looks completely dark and great, and when you go into it, you're expecting this empty lot,
Yes.
and it just goes down, and there's a door. Keeping your distance, but like still really close to him, you hear him wrench the door open. This one is not like the one you had. That was like rusted and stuff like that. This seems to be better, but still squeaks a little bit. And you hear definitely clunk close, and there's a beat, and you hear the moving of metal. It's just a lock, like a heavy lock.
I was gonna say like a lock or like a bar.
It'd be hard to tell.
Okay.
Heavy thing moved behind Dorn.
Okay.
But definitely of metallic nature.
It clanked into place.
And you wait there as they catch up to you.
Do you want to wait, or did you want to try to slip in with them?
Oh,
No.
No. Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I'll wait.
Okay.
Last thing I want is
I'm
I'll
just
to
making
run out
sure.
inside a locked room. I have
With-
no idea what's
With
inside.
the bad guy.
Vanya, meet us at the last turn. That way
Okay.
we're not meeting right outside this guy's
And I
door.
go to Willow and Oak.
Yep. Well, no.
We meet a squirrel.
Cool. You are all together on the corner of Willow and Oak. It is now just past 8 p.m. On Tuesday, July 10th, 1853 in Richmond. Woo! And we'll pick up the next session.
Sweet. Woo! We did it.
Guys, we
We
found
learned
people.
things.
We
Fun
learned
stuff.
things. That was quite a series of
yeah.
events.
Yes.
Way to skip over Roger.
Screw Roger.
Screw Roger. For all we know, that was Roger.
Yeah, no, you know Elvish. So, okay. Boom, let's settle that right now. Cool.
You weren't expecting Vanya to have Elvis, were you?
Oh, I knew she had Elvis.
No, he
Elvis.
wasn't expecting her to be a squirrel in a tavern on a table, listening and communicating it to Tanner.
No,
Yeah.
there were like 8 different steps.
There were
here.
so many levels.
Listen,
No, there was
man.
gonna be like a whole thing about like trying to figure out what they meant and stuff, and it's like, no, you speak Elvish, you just know.
You speak Elvish, you speak these kids, you're good.
Listen, man, you gave us the puzzle pieces. We just put them together.
We put them together.
We put them together better than you thought.
I had my abilities
No,
for once.
you gave us the pieces, and we somehow put together a different puzzle.
Yeah.
It was gonna be this thing of like you try to remember what they were saying, and you would get bits and pieces of it, and Vanya or somebody would tell you, or one of you would figure out. Like I was like, oh, we need tongues to figure this out.
Or I would make
And
a
it's
really
like-
weird stealth check.
Honestly, no, that's what I was planning on you doing.
Yeah, no, fair.
But
I blew my invisibility earlier in the day.
I'm just imagining like giving someone
Yep.
like a Rubik's cube or
no.
something
Same
like
day.
that. But
not
instead
gonna move
of
so that you don't
like
hit
solving
your
it like normal, you solve it in like a fancy pattern or something like that, where it's just like, this isn't correct, but it's neat.
Welcome to being a DM.
No, but it was.
Oh, believe me, I know. You guys have sidestepped many a thing.
Where is he technically? Like what part, what neighborhood or whatever?
You're in the Cantus Ward.
He's in the kitchen.
Here?
Yeah.
I'm trying to write it down.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Just
Bye.
refer to it as the Cantus Ward. A lot of the Cantus Ward doesn't have
I'm
names.
not good with directions, so I needed.
Oh,
so I got lost,
due
so I needed
west
a location.
due west Cantus Ward.
Alright, that mosquito
Also-
is kind of one with your wall right now.
That's fine.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Can we get a laminated full copy table map?
Oh, like how?
Like
Like, just
your
print
big
it
map,
out.
your big map that has the
A
smaller
copy of
roads.
that,
Yep.
just on the table for the rest.
Oh, yes, I can totally do that. Because
Or-
I made that after I gave you those things because I didn't like how they came out.
Gotcha.
So I can totally do
Yeah,
that.
because the bigger
No,
one.
I didn't think
Also,
there'd be
we
this
can
much
draw
travel.
on it. We can draw, like, if you actually
Yeah,
leave
if
it
it's-
unlaminated, and we can just draw on it.
Yeah, I can totally do
Well,
that.
also,
Or
if,
laminate it,
if you
we can draw on it
laminate
anyway.
we can just bring like a dry erase marker.
No, because stuff gets wiped off and you're going to use
Yeah.
it for multiple sessions
So
and stuff.
dry erase stuff either gets wiped off or stays there permanently.
So no, I'll do paper ones, but yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
just
can totally
print
do
them
that.
Just a big one that we can use.
Gotta admit, you guys traveled a lot.
Yeah.
We went
was-
there and back again.
I thought you were gonna like what I was expecting with the beats I had was you're gonna ask for like what's the shadiest part of town, and then go there and
We
then
did.
do like an interview stuff. What you did is picked we're gonna go here, go there, and like that's not the right part of town. And I was like, all right, now we're gonna do that thing that I thought we could do, and we ended up matching up this way. I didn't think you were gonna split the party, and that was a nice way of like let's keep everyone together now and just shove that way. And you went to post and stuff. And you know, it worked out. You technically hit all the beats I planned for.
Just not the way you planned it.
Well, you went further than I expected.
Oh shit.
So,
Well, because we skipped.
Despite doing it wrong the first time.
yeah, you actually made ground for all intents and purposes.